when they take on the Hornets. Tip-off is set for 6. It'll be televised on the FanDuel Sports Network. The NFL honored its best last night, giving the MVP to Bills quarterback Josh Allen, who beat out Lamar Jackson and Saquon Barkley, who was the Offensive Player of the Year. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Talk.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good morning, San Antonio. How we doing, baby? Happy Friday. What?
Oh, we made it.
Vic's in a good mood.
Oh, yeah.
Vic's in a great mood. Friday. Got to get down on Friday. It's the Morning Huddle. I'm AJ. To my left is the handsome and debonair Rob Thompson. Good morning, Robert.
Good morning.
How are you?
I appreciate the intro.
I like your, what do they call those? Say that word?
My why you better.
Why you better?
I wear this when I go eat enchiladas. Tostadas.
I can't wear that kind of a shirt yet
Yes,
in
you
my
can,
life. No.
dude.
I can. I'll be awake.
It's very cool, and I particularly like the one you have with the chickens on or the rooster heads on it. Like, I think that's extra cool, but I can't do it.
You are wearing
Just a polo shirt.
Yeah,
I mean,
but it's
like,
a high. It's a great polo.
It is,
Why,
but
if you could
it's
wear
like-
that, why couldn't you wear this?
it's got you've got secondary pockets. You've
Well, that's
got
what why you better have.
I know you've got like this.
Well, this one's kind of a little bit frilly.
It
I'll
is.
admit
It's
that There's a
fancy.
little bit going on with this one.
It's
but,
fancy. It's a good looking shirt.
But,
I don't think I can do it.
well, you reach an age and your body type is such that, I buy shirts that you don't have to tuck in that are made not to tuck in.
I don't
My
like to
wife
tuck
won't-
either.
My wife won't go, tuck that in.
Trust
What are
me,
you doing?"
I like to not tuck
So
either.
this one,
but-
there's no excuse. That's why. And I can walk into any barber shop and stand behind a chair and go, next,
and while
and get to work.
while we aren't the same age, our body types very similar.
Yeah.
So
So you'll grow to
You're
appreciate
getting
the
there.
Oh, yes.
You're
the
getting there.
made to be untucked shirt.
yeah, that's what I do. I really do appreciate that. I don't like to tuck my shirt in. But yeah, I do like that. It's just I admire it from afar. It's one of those things. It's like it's like when
Is that a rowback?
yeah,
And is that a Houston?
it is. Yeah,
See, that's an awesome shirt, and I don't know why. If you could wear that, which has it's crazy print.
it's just print. Like you have like things sewn onto it. It's like embroidered. It's like
Oh, yeah. Did you go
and-
to Sammy's?
and he's got like it's got buttons on the side. Like
Well, it's
your
because your waist might expand over the.
I know.
Get a couple of enchiladas in you, you get to unsnap on the sides. It's like your basketball warm-ups.
I respect it. I just can't. I don't think I can do
Well.
it yet. But I also think
Your birthday's not far away, young man.
when I get 50, I think I'm just going to say I don't care what anybody else thinks, and I'm just going to wear. Even if people think he looks crazy, I'm going to do
No,
it.
that's one of the great benefits.
I
of
might
this.
wear a bowler hat.
You know what? You reach an age where it now becomes just an affectation.
You know my
What?
my hesitancy to buy a cowboy hat and how I think I'll look
Dude,
ridiculous
we're
in
going
a
to
cowboy
Paris.
hat.
We're going to Paris.
You'll
Hatters.
see. When I'm 50, I'll be wearing a cowboy hat whenever I feel like
No, we're going to have you in a hat
care.
in no time.
It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1. What a fun show we've got for
It
you
will
today.
be.
I'm not sure if you guys are aware, there is a football match on Sunday
Really?
for all the marbles. All the marbles are on the table.
Let's hope whoever wins it takes their marbles and goes home for a while.
And the truth is, none of it matters because Josh Allen won the MVP last night.
As soon as I saw him, saw it announced,
yes.
I heard a scream of glee in the Stone Oak neighborhood.
Oh, I was overjoyed, and I got on Twitter or X.com, and
Did you go wallow with the pigs?
I
you get
did.
down in
Well,
mud?
they were wallowing at me because
got
I
down in the
posted about
mud.
Josh, and then
They were giving you stuff.
they tried to give me the business, and I'm not taking the business from salty Raven fan. I will not stand for least deserving MVP ever. It's like, if you think Josh Allen's the least deserving MVP ever, you didn't watch a football game this year.
He's the most appropriate, most valuable player. You cannot define what he did this year more appropriately than most valuable, because he wasn't the offensive player of the year. He wasn't.
What I always say is, like, who's got more value?
Yes.
A chef that can cook a 5-star meal with $1,000 worth of groceries, or a chef who can cook the exact same meal with $400 worth of groceries?
You take him off the Bills team, they're not even in the playoffs, man. They don't even win 8 games. So you want to quantify what most valuable player is, and then offensive player of the year, it was dispersed absolutely perfectly. And I think some years the offensive player of the year award holds more esteem, more value, and other years the MVP should. And I thought the NFL did a great job of applying appropriate, weight to both. I think that last night it felt like both winners were appropriate and earned it and should have been standing as 1 and 1A on the podium, because 2,000 yards, he's going to become, by the end of the Super Bowl, the running back that gained more yards in a season than anybody in history. That's the offensive player of the year.
Yeah.
I think Philadelphia would have won a lot of games without him. I think they would have. On the other side, the most valuable player, there is absolutely no question, no hesitancy in my mind that he won it. And he had it week 8. He had already won it by then. It was so obvious that he was the most valuable player.
If you took Josh Allen off the Bills, somebody said the Bills would still make the playoffs without Josh Allen because the AFC East was so bad. I said, first of all, the Bills were picked to finish 3rd in the AFC East, and the Jets and Dolphins have better non-quarterback rosters than the Bills. Like, that's just a fact. The Bills have 1 Pro Bowler not named Josh Allen. It's like, and then someone was like, Derrick Henry and James Cook scored the same amount of touchdowns, and last I checked, football's about scoring points, not getting yards. So that's a wash right there. That was
by that measure.
Derrick Henry and James Cook are the same. I said, well, in that case, Jalen Hurts scored more rushing touchdowns than Saquon Barkley, so he was the better runner this year.
Because it's
all about scoring touchdowns. That's what football's about. The scoring points, not scoring yards. Stupid.
It's done absolutely appropriately. You couldn't have scripted this better. Now, I wish Lamar Jackson would have deemed it worthy to show up, but that's a whole other thing. I'm kidding, and I wouldn't have been there either.
Whatever, man. I wasn't worried about him after that.
But
point.
Burrow got comeback player of the year, the award you don't want.
That's a tough one for me because there's so many different definitions of comeback player of the year.
I think the NFL has defined it for us. You had to have been hurt last year.
Yeah.
You basically you got better. You had to have come back from something.
I feel like Sam Darnold, who came back from not being a real football player.
Can we come up with? Well, see, that's what. Maybe we need to come up with no one wants to be called the most improved. I don't want to be called that. But maybe we could come up with a better name for a dude that really did. Man, he did your homework and you lifted some weights and you dropped some pounds and suddenly you got better. There should be something for that.
I agree.
I don't want to be known as the guy that went from the short bus to the long bus. I don't want that thing. But I want to be. There should be a Sam Darnold award. Like, oh my God, we didn't think you were that good award.
I agree. There should be something.
You were that good.
Yeah, like, whoa.
What the hell was that year?
You made me feel kind of stupid. Award.
Because don't you think Darnold should have gotten something this year? Seriously, like holy crap award.
Oh, but hey, it was fun to see those guys get the awards last night. I was good to see. It made me feel it was a nice consolation prize for Josh to get the MVP after the Bills blew it in the AFC Championship.
I will say this though,
the guy dropped it.
just like Lamar was out of consideration, even though the numbers were there. This might be his only. You're gonna have to do something now.
Yeah,
you got your MVP. We won't see you standing on this dais again until the year after you were in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but Josh Allen said the right thing at the end. He said, "Be good, do good. God bless. Go Bills."
And that's the Bills motto, from what I understand.
That's
Be good, do good.
That's the Josh Allen motto. That's what he says all the time. Josh Allen's the easiest guy in the league to cheer for, in my opinion. Which is normally I normally don't get myself emotionally involved with teams, But I find Josh Allen just so likable and so easy to cheer for that I'm suckered in on that dude, and I was glad to see him get rewarded.
And he looks uncomfortably. I should say it the other way around. My son looks uncomfortably like him.
Oh, he really does.
I mean,
he really does.
Even my wife went, he looks like Clay.
Yeah, he should play that up. I'm serious. He's really got to start playing that up.
I mean,
we need to get that dude some Bills gear and like a hat.
I think we could get into parties behind him.
I'm telling you, man. It's
it's kind of what's it called?
A doppelganger.
Yeah, doppelganger.
Yeah,
It's
I'll
uncomfortably
follow him
close.
around with the cameras and stuff. I'll follow him
Because
around.
they're actually even the same height. They're both about 6'5", you know?
I'm telling you, there's something there.
There's
something there.
Yeah.
It's odd to be named Klay Thompson and look like Josh Allen.
We get that dude a Bills hat. Like it just I think it could work.
Hey, we're here with Josh. You get us into the Super Bowl parties.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Or we just got to go up to Buffalo on a off weekend.
In Buffalo, they can probably
yeah,
tell.
they'll probably be able to tell. But he could make some money on the weekends, opening car dealerships. And,
oh yeah, I'm telling you, here in San Antonio. Oh, Josh Allen showed up. Oh,
like just have him out to the Anchor Bar to give some autographs.
What we'll do is I'll take a picture with him first, and when people are like, "Who is that?" I'll just be like, "What do you mean? Who is
Who
that?"
do you think it is?
Yeah, it's Josh Allen.
You don't have to even say it. You just look at the Bills hat. Who do you think it is?
Yeah,
You figure it out.
it's the league MVP. League MVP, buddy.
And his name is Klay Thompson.
That's right.
Figure that.
God, Clay could get so much tail off this.
Right?
I mean,
Buffalo Bills Mafia. You have to go through some zippers.
oh,
Go through some Gore-Tex.
yeah. Well, I got news for you. If you're only banging Bills fans,
Ugh.
it ain't the best life. But
You'll eat good.
But if you can pull that Haley, ooh, she was there last night with Josh. Chef's kiss.
Oh, that's what is she's a Haley.
She's an actress. She's
What's her last name?
God, I don't even know.
Yeah, well done, Josh.
Yeah, he's got Seinfeld.
That's
Steinfeld.
it. Haley Steinfeld.
I always want to say Seinfeld, and I was going to say it, and I was like, it's not Seinfeld. It's Steinfeld. But yeah, she dolled up nicely, and she's the real MVP last night. That's what Josh said too. She was the real MVP. He wouldn't be standing here without her. I think I consider myself Josh's best friend, but Josh last night said that she was his best friend. So something. One of us is probably.
Respect.
But yeah, we'll get into the Super Bowl game itself. We haven't spent a whole lot of time discussing it. I've got a few angles I spent a lot of time last night working on where I think how I think this game's going to go. And it is a legacy-defining game for Patrick Mahomes, who, there's a
really
video.
you're putting it that far, legacy defining.
I mean, if you win 3 consecutive Super Bowls, you're the only person who's ever done it. Like, you're in rarefied air.
No, you're right. But
I said this earlier, and they posted a reel to Instagram, and I still get crap about it on, like, I'll every once in a while get a notification. This was like a 3-week-old video, but I said if Patrick Mahomes wins this, like, we have to have a real discussion about him and Tom Brady already.
But it's we've talked about this before. I think the GOAT in the NFL is a more fluid thing than the GOAT in the NBA. I think it's a little fluid. I don't think I don't think it'll be a very difficult transition for those that were firmly in the Tom Brady camp to look at Pat Mahomes and go, well, kind of is, Whereas Jordan fan ain't never given up the ghost. Never. I don't care what you do. I don't care how you do it or how long you do it for. You ain't never better than Michael. And I think that NFL MVP is a little fluid. It might be. I could be convinced.
I still stand on, of all the guys I've seen, like, Peyton Manning and John Elway are better than all of them.
It's hard for me to say no. You know what I mean? I can be convinced.
I thought John Elway was better than Joe Montana. I thought Peyton Manning was better than Tom Brady, but like, common perception is that it's the opposite. We'll see. Mahomes does feel like there's a lot of people who are you know what? Yeah.
No, that's hard.
Now, I will say there's a lot of people who are like, oh, he's a flopper. It's a different era. Which, by the way, if you're getting into flopping and you want to talk about refs calling things a certain way, you might let's not lose sight of what Tom Brady was. Okay, Tom Brady got plenty of calls early in his. there's rules after Tom Brady got away with things he shouldn't have got away with that they've changed. So
such is life.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm not. I don't blame anybody for that. Like, if you get calls, you get calls. Good on you, man.
But it's funny how I've been a fan of both sports since I was about 15, and my first real memory of NFL is Bradshaw Staubach. So that's really where I began my football lore. And my basketball would be like Dr. J.
Okay.
And, Dr. J was the greatest for a long time. Then suddenly it was Irvin, and it was a rather fluid thing. And then Michael came, and it was a period. Bam. There will never be another that. And there's so many of us that saw that and went, that was it. Well, I kind of felt that way with Montana, and then I saw Elway, and then I saw Manning, and then, I've seen so many NFL guys where I can be convinced. You could sway me with any number of 5 guys. And I go, well, that's a pretty good argument. I'm with you. I'm not just sold on one dude. And I wonder why that is.
I think, well, you know what? We'll talk about it on the other side. I think it has something to do with titles, but that's a different discussion. We'll talk about that next. Morning Huddle 94.1.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We do have a trouble spot on the far east side of town, I-10 eastbound FM 1516. That is an accident. We do have this ongoing road work, 35 lower level southbound from Maine on down to Cesar Chavez, and that's causing about a 7-8 minute delay. Roadway is reduced to 1 lane. Now, if you guys see something we're not talking about, call us on the traffic tip line right now. Everything is looking good, but that number is 210-785-2601. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Business owners can now keep in touch with up to 200 staff members at one time. Go to rapidradios.com now for up to 60% off and free shipping.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting rules for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop, opt out. Consult a doctor prior to use.
Wow, you look amazing. What have you been doing?
I'm sure you've heard of Ozempic, Wegovy, and the other GLP-1 medications, right? Well, I found this great company called Novelty. If you qualify, their providers can prescribe medications like Ozempic and Wegovy and other GLP-1 medications that are 80 to 90% less expensive, all 100% online.
I can get GLP-1 medications for 80 to 90% less and do it all online? No doctor's office or pharmacy?
Yes, Zelty can provide semaglutide or tirzepatide, the active ingredients in Ozempic and other expensive GLP-1s, but for 80 to 90% less and shipped directly to your door.
How do I get started with Zelty?
Just send them a text.
Text CORE to 200-300 to get started today with Zelty. Get the same active ingredients in Wegovy or Ozempic, but for 80 to 90% less and 100% online. Don't wait. Text CORE to 200-300 right now for a link to your exclusive offer. Text CORE to 200-300. That's CORE to 200-300. CORE to 200-300.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
George gets justice. After being hit by an 18-wheeler, the experienced attorneys of George Salinas Injury Lawyers are San Antonio's choice for getting you the maximum compensation you deserve. With over 110 years of combined experience, they've recovered millions for their clients. 18-wheelers may be bigger than you on the road, but you can be bigger than them in the courtroom. George guarantees that you don't pay unless they win your case. Call 210-225-0909 today for a free consultation. George gets justice. GetGeorge.com.
Jackson Hewitt makes taxes feel like a yacht rock song.
April breeze, give me my biggest tax refund, please. You, me, and a lifetime accuracy guarantee.
And now get $100 just to try Jackson Hewitt. Does your tax person do that?
Say goodbye to that no guarantee tax guy.
Ready to sail through tax season? Go to Jackson Hewitt and you'll be
reeling in the refund.
Offer for new clients. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com.
Progressive presents Renters MVP's Most Valuable Possessions. Today's MVP, Emily Neal's 70-inch TV. Because after watching her second-grade students yell at each other for hours, there's nothing Emily enjoys more than watching super-rich housewives also yell at each other. Why? Because those women are not her responsibility. And that's why her TV is today's MVP. Keep your most valuable possessions protected by bundling your renters and auto insurance with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
America's Diamond has never sold lab-grown diamonds, and we warned our clients, friends, and neighbors that wholesale prices would crash to almost nothing. 2-carat GVS2 lab-grown diamonds are currently being traded at wholesale for $264, but some jewelers are still selling them online for $3,000 to $4,000. Repeat, wholesale $264, retail $3,000 to $4,000. Some retailers are selling 1-carat lab-grown diamonds for under $300, and others are giving them away for free with purchase. Lab-grown diamonds are very easy to detect with gemological equipment. Tens of millions of carats are produced in huge factories in China and India, using a tremendous amount of subsidized electricity supplied by coal-burning power plants. America's Diamond has only offered traditional, real, natural earth-grown diamonds that are rare, extremely beautiful, and have had real value for centuries. See our television program tonight on ABC KSAT 12 at 12:35 a.m. or right now at americasdiamond.com.
Score big with LS Tractors at Dietz Tractor in Seguin, the MVPs of the field. LS Tractors, the star quarterbacks of farming, perfect for tough tasks for farm, ranch, and landscaping. Dietz Tractors has your all-star coaching staff for top-notch equipment. They're not just selling tractors, they're building lasting relationships with unmatched dealer support for parts and maintenance. It's a winning strategy that goes beyond the final whistle. Don't miss the game-winning move. 0% financing available with approved credit on LS Tractors. Start blue, stay blue at Dietz Tractor in Seguin.
Wow! Most cars and pickup trucks can have a ceramic film installed by the experts at Mother's Window Tint starting at just $199. That's an incredible price. If you shop around, you'll find that competitors charge hundreds of dollars more. Plus, it's not a one-size-fits-all solution. Mother's Window Tint offers up to 60 different film options to fit all price ranges. Since 1984, Mother's Window Tint has been known as the home of the tint and alarm special. If you're looking to enhance your vehicle security to the highest level, visit Mother's Window Tint today, where security systems start at just $399. Call us at 210-496-3454. That's 210-496-3454. Or visit us online at motherswindowtint.com. And remember, do it at Mothers and save!
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, our final day. And coming up on The Blitz, our final day in New Orleans at Radio Row for the Super Bowl. And it's going to be a big day, Jason.
Absolutely. Houston Texan Will Anderson is going to join us here on The Blitz. Plus, we've got Kyle Turley, Lee Steinberg, and call your shot for the big game.
We'll do it all when The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You're listening to The Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
The Blitz is live in Nolens on Radio Row. Check them out, 2 o'clock today. Brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds and Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. Circle Las Vegas, Smoky Moe's Barbecue. Synergen X, testosterone and weight loss, and Southern Recipe pork rinds. All good stuff. And yes, and you can, of course, hear the big game, the big sports match game that happens to be on a Sunday. It's going to be super.
So we can call it Super Bowl as long as we don't attach any name or sponsor that they didn't sell.
But you're not supposed to say that while I'm doing the read.
Oh, I was just
for the big
defining to the
game.
people that were listening why you were varying from big game.
I know, but you should have done that after the read.
No.
That would, because now
It's
you're
my job to
going to get
interrupt
me in
and throw
trouble.
things
Now
off.
we're going to get fined.
Now I'm going to get in trouble.
Well, just don't say
the big.
Let's get ready to. No,
There's a
don't do
football
that.
game.
Don't say that.
There's a football game on Sunday. It's big. It's stupendous. It's amazing. It's any word you can think of.
The Senior Bowl, brought to you by Reese's.
No, it's not the Senior Bowl.
No, that wasn't it.
It's a different big game.
The Confederate Blue-Gray Bowl.
No. It's
remember
not,
that one?
No.
The Blue-Gray Bowl?
Yes, I do remember that.
I don't want to have to be on the South.
But the big game is going to be right here on San Antonio Sports Star. The Eagles and the Chiefs playing in a big game. That's this Sunday at 5:30, brought to you by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light
should
beer.
we start the discussion now about Monday being a national holiday? Can we be the first one to grab the low-hanging fruit now that Pete Rose is no longer a viable topic?
I'm for that. I mean,
we're going to hear it a lot on Monday. It'll be
if we do that off. Well, but we would have to work anyway.
No, but I'm just saying there's going to be a lot of bitching on Monday, as there is every Super Bowl Monday. And you know what? I kind of agree. I think it
quite
should
frank,
be.
I'll be honest. I'm not opposed to doing the Super Bowl on a Saturday.
I don't know why we don't.
Right?
And I think the question has been asked so many times and no other answer other than, well, we just do it on Sunday. That's all?
Because Super Bowl Sunday, it sounds cool.
That's just what we do.
But yeah, I would rather do it on a Saturday. Although I guess like Saturday's usually not as good of a day for TV as Sunday because people go out and do stuff on Saturday and people sit at their houses on Sunday. But the Super Bowl was on.
I think we'd alter our schedule.
Yeah, that's what I would do. But what do I know?
Well, I mean, it's one more day of hyperbole and other ad sales. I mean, that's why.
UFC 312's on Saturday night, so that's what I'll be doing.
And probably in Vegas, right?
No, in Australia.
What? Really?
Yeah, down under.
Is it typically not in Vegas?
I don't know. I know they always just try to do a big card on the Saturday before the Super Bowl. I don't know that it's always been in a specific spot, but I know it's in Australia this time. So, and two title fights on that. So, but
I'm starting to lean.
I'd be just fine doing the Super Bowl on a Saturday.
I'm starting to lean toward a Saturday game.
Or even a Monday.
Well, I think we all want the ability to sleep off the day before. I think that's all we really want. And we can parse it as a national holiday. We can move something and honor. We can make it our national day of sport. I don't know. Honor our greatest athletes. I don't think it's that crazy to ask for it.
If we did it on a Monday, everybody would let their employees off early, like to go prepare for their Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, maybe, but you'd have to come to work Tuesday. That's basically what we're all trying to get out of. We just don't want to have an alarm on Monday. Maybe it's national going to work at noonday.
Would you go to work on Sunday if it meant you didn't have to go to work on Monday? Would you trade days?
God would be mad at me.
I know. I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Yeah, Vic can't do that. He's a very, very religious man. Mm-hmm. Very religious man.
I go to St. Mattress personally. St. Celi's.
I mean, look, Vic went to a private Catholic school. Rob sent his kids to private Catholic school. God's watching over this show is all I know.
We're safe.
Except for
I'm
me.
in with the big guy.
My
Don't
kids,
worry. No, I put in a few good words for you.
Oh, cool. Good. Because my kids go to just hooligan public school.
Vic and I put in a few good words for you.
All right. Let's hit a break. We'll start talking Super Bowl on the other side. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We do have a trouble spot on the far east side of town, I-10 eastbound FM 1516. That is an accident. We do have this ongoing road work, 35 lower level southbound from Maine on down to Cesar Chavez, and that's causing about a 7-8 minute delay. Roadway is reduced to one lane. Now, if you guys see something we're not talking about, call us on the traffic tip line right now. Everything is looking good. But that number is 210-785-2601. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radio.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. A great alternative to a mobile phone for your kids. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get 60% off. Free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off.
The best app for your big game party is actually on your phone. It's called Underdog. Jason Minix here from The Blitz. And Texas sports fans, good news for you. Underdog is available to play in Texas. The best place to cash in on all your takes during the big game? Be like me and many others playing the Pick'em game. And with the Underdog Pick'em game, you could win up to 1,000 times your money just by choosing higher, lower on player stats. They've got all the leagues. They've got all the stars to choose from. Create entries with all the football picks or mix and match across other sports. And Underdog is the only Pick'em platform that puts the power to cash out in your hands. You can either keep riding with your entry or tap the Win Now button to cash out whenever you want. Underdog is the best place to play Pick'em. Download the app, sign up with promo code STAR, deposit now, and get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. That's promo code STAR. Must be over 18, present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
Trump said no more censorship and immediately called the big boss at iHeart. I said, hey, I want to be the first one to drop an F-bomb on FCC radio.
Right.
And he wrote back, you already have. And he's like, we've got a document of it. But I said, I want to be the first one to do it, legally.
Well, good luck with that.
Yeah.
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Catch the John Clay Wolf Show Saturdays from 9 a.m. to noon right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Whatever you love, find it on eBay. eBay. Things people love.
Dell Technologies is celebrating with anniversary savings on their most popular tech. For a limited time, save on select next-gen PCs like the XPS 16, powered by Intel Core Ultra processors, and more. Save now at Dell.com/deals.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Did you know that 1 in 4 people seeking treatment for ED are under 40? HIMS can help. Get started at hims.com/joy. Through hims.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy.
Take the guesswork out of buying and selling your home with Orchard. Hi, Jason Minix here from 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Will your home sell in time? Which upgrades are worth it? Can you keep your home show ready with a busy life? Orchard has all the answers. With Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program, you can buy your new home before selling your old one. It's simple. Orchard gives you an equity advance, unlocking cash to buy your new home first. That's right, you don't have to wait for your old place to sell. You can move in right away. And no more rushing out for showings or constant cleaning, because Orchard sells your old home after you've settled into your new home. Orchard even handles repairs and improvements at no out-of-pocket cost to you. Their local pros know which upgrades bring you the most money, so you sell for top dollar. Buy before you sell and skip the selling hassles with Orchard. Start your free home valuation at orchard.com. That's orchard.com.
Guys, if you ever spend time on social media, you'll often find yourself just being hit with bad news and worse comments, and you'll see how everybody's life is so picture perfect, and they've got this great job promotion, and you're wondering, man, where am I? It's hard not to get wrapped up in how everyone else is doing. Imagine how you'd feel if you just spent 45 minutes focused on how you're doing. That's what they're about at Cerebral. They make it easier than ever to access dedicated therapists and doctor-prescribed medication personalized to you. And the best part, Cerebral offers in-network care so you can focus on feeling better without worrying about the cost. If you're dealing with stress, anxiety, you want to be more present and focused, you want to sleep better, you want to have better relationships, you've got to work on yourself. Cerebral is proud to be an official sponsor of the San Antonio Spurs. Just like athletes prioritize their physical health, mental health is just as important, and Cerebral's here to help you build a strong foundation for your overall being. So take the first step today. Visit Cerebral.com to see how affordable and accessible mental health care can be with insurance. Cerebral, make time for mind time.
Whether you're ordering wings for the game, whipping up a 7-layer dip, or ordering pizza, there's something about football that makes you want to eat. And this football season, Uber Eats has the best deals on game day food. No matter what you're craving, from 2-for-1 pizza to buy one, get one wings, Uber Eats will be dropping new deals each week, all season long. Uber Eats, official on-demand delivery partner of the NFL. Order now. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
The NFL lives right here. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
I just can't be convinced. I can't.
We were, before, I know I said I was going to talk Super Bowl here, and I will, but we were talking about the greatest of all time debates and how connected they are to championships, and rightfully so. But I mean, if Peyton had as many championship rings as Tom Brady did, there would be no discussion because Peyton was a much better regular season quarterback than Tom Brady ever was.
Yeah, he looked like what he was supposed to be.
Yeah. And I think if rings weren't the driving force, there'd be a lot more argument for LeBron James than there is over Michael Jordan. But because rings are a driving force,
it's one of the forces. LeBron's got rings. I think in comparison, it's not the rings for Michael. It's not. And
I mean,
if you ask
LeBron's
those,
got rings just like Peyton's got rings. He just doesn't have enough.
Even if I will tell you this, it's kind of like, Wilt's got all this stuff, and Bill Russell had all the rings.
And I believe Wilt. I can't imagine.
I believe Wilt's better.
Yeah.
I think Russell was a product of other things. Michael, there is something about those of us, and I've wavered over the last 5 years about the goatness. And I watched LeBron do the things he did, and we talked about it in the break. He's doing things Michael could have never dreamed of, but it doesn't matter. Michael, in his prime, to those of us, will never be topped. No matter what we see, you will never be able to convince me that for whatever brief time frame, he's better than what I saw with Michael. And as I watch Pat Mahomes and I see what he did in the wake of Tom Brady and the proximity, I had a chance to see them both at their peak. I can be convinced. You can tell me, you know what, Pat's better now than Tom ever was. And I go, well, okay. The numbers, you can show me the highlights, and I go, I'm fluid in that. I will agree with your argument. And then somebody else could walk in with somebody else, and I can be convinced. But there is no way you will ever change my mind about Michael, no matter what LeBron does. It's a very interesting dichotomy between the two.
Yeah, there's very few. I don't know. I mean, it hasn't. And I was born into the Jordan era. Like, I started watching basketball when Michael Jordan was already, like, he probably wasn't the best player in the league at the time, but he was certainly on his way to being it, like the late 80s.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's just what's always been. Like, I assume at some point there was a time before Jordan where there was a guy you thought was the greatest player you'd ever seen.
Magic. And before that, it was Doc. It was Doctor.
And it was probably hard for you to imagine someone being better than that person. And it's kind of the same way I am with baseball. Like, once I saw Barry Bonds play baseball, I was like, you're going to have a hard time convincing me there's ever going to be a baseball player better than him.
I don't care what they do. It might be equal to, but it'll never be beter.
But then I've seen Shohei Ohtani, and I go, well, okay.
Yeah.
I get it. I think you should always be open to changing your mind. There's some guys like Wayne Gretzky. What Wayne Gretzky's done is like the fact that Alex Ovechkin might break his career goals record here in a couple weeks, and he's still like he would have to play like 8 more years to ever pass him in career points. Just tells you.
And Ovechkin's been a pro for 25 years.
Yeah, like he would literally have to play into his 70s and be good to do what Wayne Gretzky did. Like, Wayne Gretzky might be the one guy who, like, you can never top in at least American major sports, but, like, I don't know. I think the people who were born into LeBron, the argument that they will make is LeBron can do things that Jordan wasn't physically capable of doing. And if it's all about, like, if you put them side by side, I mean, it's you're right. But it's also like if you put, Terry Bradshaw or Joe Namath and stood them next to the modern NFL quarterback, you'd be like, how did they ever win anything?
Yeah, how? I follow all of the arguments. I get the fact, the longevity, the points, and you can go yards in football, and the debate up until Brady, I think, felt even more cloudy. I think Brady kind of separated himself to where we actually did have a GOAT. Up before that, we had 5 or 6 guys that were pretenders for this reason or that era and this and that. And then Brady came along and you go, well, that, I don't know what it looks like, but I know it when I see it, and that's it. And then right in his wake comes Pat Mahomes. And the arguments, because they're so close together, I can see both sides. And you can convince me that. And prior to that, there was a moment, and it was in 1985 when Michael, in my mind, there was a light switch, and no one had ever done it before, and no one has ever done it like him since. Now, LeBron did it as good and differently, but not like and not the way. You know what I mean?
Here's what I'll say about the Jordan thing. People of about my age and older are so protective of Michael Jordan's legacy.
That's a good word for it.
There is nothing that LeBron could have ever done that would have convinced him.
It's true.
And to the point, and this is the thing that I hate the most about these
myopathy
about these debates is like what they'll do is, because they want to make sure there's always that separation, they'll belittle the things that the other does. And it's like LeBron
wouldn't take the last
chokes
shot
in the big game, or they'll be like, the craziest thing is when they'll talk. I'm not here to I don't want this to be a day where we debate the GOAT list. Kobe Bryant is not in the same discussion as Michael Jordan, LeBron James. The legacy of Kobe Bryant now, especially now that he's died, has heightened to a point where the memory of Kobe Bryant is bigger than what he really was. Kobe Bryant wasn't as good of a player as LeBron or Michael Jordan. He's not in that same discussion.
No, but they're in a different discussion, just not that discussion.
Just not that discussion. Yeah. But they'll be like, oh, well, Dwayne Wade was better than LeBron when they were in. It's like,
no, he wasn't.
Stop it.
It was really good.
And they're not saying that to help the case for Dwayne Wade. They're helping that to bang down the case on LeBron.
No, I'm not taking. Again, I always say the same thing when I can't define it. I don't know what it is. I know it when I see it. It's like porn. I know what greatness is when I see it. I just can't give you what it is that created this thing. And everything that LeBron has done, everything that you name your favorite dude has done other than the GOAT, and you go, yeah, the numbers compare, but there's something intrinsically different to me where I look at that and I go, that is different. I've never seen that before, and it's never been duplicated. Nobody's even come to that. And LeBron has a lot of those qualities. But at the end of the day, for those of us of an age, and you will never change our minds. And I don't know, I guess there's some baseball aficionados that look back on a hitter that say, I don't care what you say or what they do, this guy was the best to ever do it.
Yeah.
And there's not a lot of those kind of debates floating around.
Rin says, moving from team to team, dismantling the team, firing the coach, all those things matter. This is the thing.
If Michael could have done it, he would have.
Yeah. We're in a different age where guys do move team to team, and this was the thing that always pissed me off the most about people trying to besmirch LeBron. When LeBron left to Miami, people were like, before the big argument, the knock on people before was they only care about money, and then why don't they care about winning? So LeBron takes less money to go somewhere where he can win, and they're like, oh, he's a ring chaser. It's like, you can't have it both ways. You can either kill somebody for only caring about money or kill somebody for wanting to win. Like, LeBron gave up money to go win, and then people were like, yeah, that's what he had. That's what he had to do to win. Like, totally forgetting that he drug a team of hapless bozos to an NBA Finals. Like, it's really wild. I still tell my son I think Jordan is better than LeBron, But I just hate the way that
I agree.
People try to knock LeBron's arguments down to make Jordan feel safe.
And I'm not going to denigrate, and I've said on the air more than once, it's getting close. You watch what LeBron's doing. It's hard to argue, and you can give me every pertinent fact, and I'll nod and say, yes, you're right there. You're right there. But the sum total of what you're talking about still doesn't add up to me for the sum total of what Jordan did. And there's a percentage of us that will never waver.
So nothing could happen now.
Nothing. There's nothing that LeBron could do. Now, I'm not saying that there might not be somebody after LeBron that I look at and go, well, that's new. But to date, in the 30 years, nobody's come close or past them.
We'll be back. We'll wrap up hour number 1. Morning Huddle 94.1.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your home for the big game in the Big Easy.
It's showtime. Let's do it.
And the only local station bringing you exclusive wall-to-wall coverage from New Orleans. All brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds. We're live from Radio Row with insider interviews, breaking stories, and all the pregame excitement leading up to the superb hour.
This is exactly where we want to be.
From the biggest names in sports to behind-the-scenes access, we've got it all.
I like this kind of party.
Our AA Best Bail Bonds Radio Row coverage is brought to you in part by Flight by Yingling, Circle Las Vegas, Smoky Moe's Barbecue, Synergenics, Testosterone and Weight Loss, and Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. Your front row seat to the backstage action, live from New Orleans, is 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Buy 5 quarts of Castrol Edge Full Synthetic Motor Oil and get a $15 gift card after rebate, plus 2 times points at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Texting enrolls you into reoccurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone. I went through it a while back. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. At work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text. Text HOT to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful Fed incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text HOT to 42424. That's HOT to 42424.
Products and statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or illness.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-505-9603, 800-505-9603, 800-505-9603.
Texting enrolls you into reoccurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. At work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text SERVE to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text SERVE to 42424. That's SERVE to 42424.
You know the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Folks, there's nothing romantic about home repairs, but when your plumbing has lost that love and feeling and your AC is about to achy break your heart, call Quarterman Plumbing, Heat, and AC at 210-651-5899. We'll fix the issue fast at a great price with a servant spirit.
Joel, this is a special Valentine gift from me to you.
Yeah, but why are your arms red?
I got a deal on this plant for your office.
That's poison ivy, Nigel.
It's what?
Border Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC. 210-651-5899.
License number TACLA 141074E and 16004.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone. I went through it a while back. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. At work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text. Text HOT to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text HOT to 42424. That's HOT to 42424.
Products and statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or illness.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
My favorite thing, Rin, AJ's always got to be right. I'm not sure if you understand how sports radio works, Rin. That's like when Rob and I debate, that's the point. It's like I believe one thing, Rob believes another, and that's sort of how debate works. You always want to believe that what you believe is right.
Yeah. Well, I am right.
Of course.
I mean, we could talk about it.
And yeah, I want you to. The whole goal of this is I want there to be people who agree with Rob. Like that, otherwise, it's no fun. If Rob and I agree and everybody's like, yeah, you guys are right, then what are we even doing sitting
carry
here?
on. Yeah, what's the point?
But
but I am right.
But also, let's act like when you say, oh, well, he also lost. LeBron also lost. Well, remember, Jordan ran away from the game for 2 years, and everybody assumes that they would have won had he been there, which I think is a farce.
Well, I don't know. But.
And I do know the second year, he came back and still lost.
He was, it was over by then. Yeah. But doesn't matter. You know, you're right.
No, I'm talking about year 2 of his absence when he came back in the play. It wasn't over for him, but the Magic were better than him that year.
Well, he was wearing the wrong number.
No, he wasn't. No.
He hadn't put 45 on.
No, that was after the titles that he put on 45, okay. Right?
I thought it was after he came back.
No, he won all his rings wearing 23.
Good.
Yeah, but it's just an interesting discussion for sure. But and there is something to who said this about everything always looked like Jesse. We saw Jordan fight and battle some good teams to become the GOAT. With LeBron, everything just came easy, so I don't think we value what he's done.
That's a good point. That LeBron was always great. And Michael was the thing about Michael was there was this becoming. I mean, he hit the shot when he was at North Carolina to finally give Dean Smith his title. And, you know, the thing was, only guy that ever held Michael under 25 was Dean Smith. So you watched him kind of grow into it. Went to a bad team as Magic and Larry were fostering the league. And then out of nowhere, Michael offers 63 in the Garden after coming off a broken foot, and you could say the game of basketball changed at that moment. Literally, the game. No one had ever done that, and you knew that we were never going to be the same again.
Well, also what people hate is if people tell you long in advance that this guy is the next big thing and he ends up not being on a team that you like, the guys will turn on him. It won't take long. As soon as Wemby starts to realize some real success, the haters are coming out.
You know, you brought up Kobe earlier, and because of my affiliation with the Spurs for so long, my distaste for Kobe got in the way of the admiration I should have had.
Yeah. Ren says the only reason the Rockets got their championships because he left. He was back in that second year, and he couldn't even get to the finals. He got beat by the Magic.
The dream, baby.
He was there. He got beat. And then Hakeem gave Shaq the business.
The dreams.
All right, Super Bowl coming up. Morning Huddle 94.1.
On your ride to work, it's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM, Floresville.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Start at Indeed.com/credit.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. 2 lines of unlimited for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings compared to Verizon and AT&T. But don't just take our word for it.
It's not just the savings that are great with our T-Mobile plan. There's all this value from all these other things that T-Mobile offers.
T-Mobile has been such a savings for us.
We love it.
Switch today and get 2 free 5G phones like the Motorola Edge with Turbo Power charging that gives you power for the day in just 15 minutes. And customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Go to T-Mobile.com/choice55 to learn more. With AutoPay plus taxes and fees, plus $5 per line without AutoPay. Debit or bank account required. 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. Motorola Edge on us with 24 monthly bill credits and new line for well-qualified customers, plus tax and $35 per line connection charge. See details at T-Mobile.com. Motorola Edge requires 68-watt charger. Charger sold separately. Actual performance will vary based on usage and configuration.
The Blitz is going to Vegas. Come along for an unforgettable Mega March weekend at Circa Las Vegas, March 27th through the 30th for opening day and the second weekend of the tournament. Thursday, March 27th, celebrate the start of the baseball season and watch all the games at the world's largest sportsbook, plus the ultimate March Hoops experience. Take in the action in the 6 pools and the 143-foot screen at Stadium Swim. Book now and use promo code BLITZ at circalasvegas.com. And join Jason and Joe at Circa Resort and Casino.
Pizza craving? We've got you covered at Round Table Pizza. We've been crafting pizzas with premium, high-quality ingredients for over 60 years. From our made-from-scratch dough to our savory toppings piled all the way to the edge. Find your nearest location or order delivery at roundtablepizza.com.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone. I went through it a while back. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text. Text HOT to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text HOT to 42424. That's HOT to 42424.
Products and statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or illness.
Hey, I got you something.
What's this?
Just a little Galentine's gift from JTV.
Do you mean jewelry television? I love their jewelry. They have the
New customers get $25 off their first purchase of $75 or more. Visit jtv.com/romance.
Yeah, their artisan collections, gorgeous.
Are you going to open your gift?
Oh, yeah. It's the pearl bracelet.
New customers receive $25 off their first purchase of $75 or more. Visit jtv.com/romance.
Hi, welcome to Staples. Hi, I hear Staples can print it all for my business. Oh, if you can think it, Staples can print it. And will beat any print quote. Oh, great. I'm thinking new brochures and yard signs? No problem. I'm thinking calendars, t-shirts, and pens. Totally. I'm thinking Staples is the place for printing. I thought you might think that.
Right now at Staples, get up to $250 off your print purchase. Ends 4/5 exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for offer details. Price match guarantee valid in store and staples.com/print. Visit staples.com/price match for details.
On Super Sunday, you could be the crunch time hero. PorkRinds.com is bringing you a game-changing twist to your big day because it's also Pork Rind Appreciation Day. The crispy, crunchy, crave-worthy snack you love deserves its moment. PorkRinds.com is celebrating by giving you a chance to win tickets to the 2026 big game in Santa Clara. Enter at porkrinds.com and become your own crunch time hero. This Super Sunday, make sure your snack game is on point. Celebrate Pork Rind Appreciation Day. Get in on the action at porkrinds.com.
Progressive presents Renter's MVP's Most Valuable Possessions. Today's MVP, Emily Neal's 70-inch TV. Because after watching her second-grade students yell at each other for hours, there's nothing Emily enjoys more than watching super-rich housewives also yell at each other. Why? Because those women are not her responsibility. And that's why her TV is today's MVP. Keep your most valuable possessions protected by bundling your renters and auto insurance with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Looks like we are working a trouble spot on 410 northbound, the on-ramp from Rigsby. This wreck is on the on-ramp. 35 northbound Space Center, disabled vehicle, that's blocking the median. We're slowing down now along 35 northbound, northeast side of town, Randolph Boulevard up to 1604. And downtown, we've got this ongoing road work on 35 lower levels, southbound Main Street to Cesar Chavez. It is causing delays, got the roadway reduced to one lane. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
The San Antonio Spurs continue the rodeo road trip tonight in Charlotte when they take on the Hornets. Tip-off is set for 6. It'll be televised on the FanDuel Sports Network. The NFL honored its best last night, giving the MVP to Bills quarterback Josh Allen, who beat out Lamar Jackson and Saquon Barkley, who was the Offensive Player of the Year. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center brought to you by Synergenics Testosterone and Weight Loss. Synergenicshealth.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
All right. You beautiful, beautiful babies.
You lucky bastards.
Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It is Super Bowl Friday here on the Morning Huddle. Of course, we're not at the Super Bowl because we weren't allowed to go.
No.
Which, you know.
I tell people I failed my background check.
Man, you know.
Why aren't you there? Failed background check.
That's what I...
No, you're on a no-fly list.
I'm on the no-fly list. Little incident with Cuban cigars way back when.
I like to think it had something to do with racial profiling.
Yeah, well, there's always that.
They looked at us and said,
No, it was more about being from Texas.
Because I was with y'all, they were like, no, you can't go.
Yeah, they connect you to us.
Well, see, Louisiana has this limit of Texans they allow in at any given moment.
Mm-hmm.
And I would have been getting there late. So it's one in, one out kind of thing.
I don't think that's true because have you been to the casinos in Louisiana?
Well, they have to have one penny slot guy leave before they let one penny slot guy in.
You go look at
I'd be standing at the border right at that big high bridge. One out? Okay, I'm in.
The parking lots at the casinos, it's like, good luck finding a Louisiana plate.
Yeah, it's all us.
They ain't got any money to gamble with. You crazy?
And some of those, let's be real, back in the day, some of those backwood Louisiana casinos were the saddest places in the world.
Oh, yes.
Just literally the saddest places I've ever been.
Yeah, I used to go to Cypress Bayou Casino.
That sounds about right. Yeah, there we go.
Which was it's like the casino is like a giant tent. It's like it's a semi-permanent structure. At least back then it was. I don't know what it is now.
Yeah, those places.
I don't even know if it exists now.
The cops are coming.
Well, I think
Let's
the
jam.
one
We gotta go.
WinStar in the early days, I think, was the same way.
Yeah.
It was like I think now it's they've got a brick and mortar, but it's almost like a practice bubble is how they build those things.
It's a full-on casino now. But
Yeah.
back when they first opened, they realized, we can do this on federal land?
Yeah, we got to make sure this works. So let's put up like a
Let's put up a tent.
semi-permanent building, and if it works out, we'll pay for
Well, the
walls.
white devil comes and takes this too. Let's see if this will work.
Exactly.
But that literally, a penny slot in the middle of Louisiana at 2 a.m. This is about the saddest place in the world.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's hard to get any lower than that.
sit-
Other than an OTB in Queens at like 3 a.m., which I've also been in, and those are also awful.
All right, let's kick into this Super Bowl itself, though. Rob and I discussed yesterday. You know what? I guess let's first.
You sat at home and charted, and I'm always curious how the gambling mentality, which needs to come into it cold-hearted, looking at just the numbers and the appropriate things, how much does that sway your fandom? How, after you do all the charting and you look at the numbers, do you still go back and go, yeah, but I'm going to bet this, but I think this is really going to happen?
Yeah, I try not to let it at all. But I mean, I'm still a human. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I try and look at numbers, and I try and just project how. Really, what I try to do when I handicap a game is I try and project the most likely way a game is going to go. Like what is the most likely game script in my mind, and I base everything off of that. And so the first, and we talked about it yesterday. The very first thing we got into was who we like in the game. I think you've landed on the Eagles.
I'm landing with every passing thought. It's more and more the Eagles. Yeah, and I don't know why.
And I bet yesterday. I bet on the Chiefs at -1. There are -1s out there. They're -1.5s. If you like the Eagles, I suggest you get the 1.5. If you like the Chiefs, obviously get the
I
1.
guess we didn't get the movement that I thought.
No,
we'd
still
get.
no movement. It's stuck right at it. The money line on the game is most places is Chiefs -120. Eagles even money. So it's as close to as coin flip as you can get.
And that makes me feel a little bit better about the Eagles one, but I can't really justify why I feel like the Eagles are going to do it, other than at some point the Chiefs are not going to be able to dig themselves out. At some point they're going to play a team that's just not going to give it to them, not going to put themselves in a position to even have a penalty called. I mean, they're just going to go win the football game. And that's really the only reason I get to it. And then I can start working back from that. Okay, why will that happen? Saquon, 150 yards. Brown, huge on the edge. I think tight end might play a role. That defensive line, it's hard to run on that defensive line. So there's some things I look at Philadelphia that can justify my belief.
Remember the last 2 years, the Chiefs were underdogs in the Super Bowl. They were underdogs against San Francisco last year. They were 2-point dogs. They were 2-point dogs to the Eagles the first time they played. And I think at some point it becomes like, I keep betting against the Chiefs and losing. I don't want to do that anymore.
And that
now, mind you, I'm a person who I did not bet against the Chiefs the first time against Philly. I did not bet against the Chiefs last year against the 49ers. So I was because both times I was like, the quarterback discrepancy in my mind was just so wide that I couldn't do it. And I think that's where I'm at again. I will say this about the Eagles. There's a real argument to be made. The Eagles are better than the Chiefs everywhere. The Chiefs, I went through it again last night. I went position by position. The places where I think the Chiefs have an advantage over the Eagles, quarterback, obviously. I think the Chiefs have an advantage at kicker. And I think the Chiefs have a better head coach. And I think outside of that, the Eagles are better everywhere. The Eagles roster is so much better than the Chiefs. Mm-hmm. But quarterback and head coach matter to me more than anything else in the world matters when it comes to, especially when it comes to a big game. And there is something to a proven winner, which is, it's why I couldn't bet money on Josh Allen against Patrick Mahomes. As much as I was emotionally invested in Josh beating him, at some point, this guy wins these games, this guy loses these games. I'm not bucking that. Patrick Mahomes wins these games. Like, he wins games where people think it's going to be close, and God forbid people think he's going to lose. He wins those games. And that at the end of the day, that was where I landed. It's just hard for me to go against.
That's why I'm curious when you look at it cold-heartedly and you go, well, Philly's better here. They've got a better offensive line. They've got a better running back, sum total better receiver core, defensive line better, cornerbacks.
Offensive line better, cornerback,
And
everywhere.
then you go, well, but I'm going with the Chiefs. And if you were the gambling type and looked at all the sum total, you go, well, it's no question. It's the Eagles. I mean, they won better games. They beat better opponents. They did things in a different and more unique way. They run the ball in ways that we didn't think was possible in the modern NFL. But I'm taking the Chiefs.
Yeah. It is tough to describe the value of a quarterback. And
we just did, I think.
I know I'm probably harder on Jalen Hurts than I should be. Like, Jalen Hurts is good at what he does, and I should give it respect. He's
a functionary, though. That's at the end of the day.
He really is, but you know what?
So was Purdy.
All those guys are going to be out there with him on Sunday.
Yeah,
I've got to remember that. But at the end of the day, I do believe this is going to be a passing game. I think both of these teams are going to try and I think there's going to be, like, the Saquon Barkley, everybody's bets are going to be Saquon Barkley's going to go off.
That's me.
I don't think he is.
You don't think they're going to be able to bottle it?
No, I think the Eagles are going to be aware that to win this game, you're not going to be able to play your regular Eagles game. You're going to have some explosive plays. You're going to have to go big. The problem is, for both these teams, the Eagles and the Chiefs defensively are built to stop explosive plays. And here's what I believe. Saquon Barkley is going to run the ball, obviously. I just don't think he's going to hit the home run that he's been hitting.
See, I do. And I think if on the props, I like there's going to be a run of 20 or better. I like that. I think he's going to pop one or two of those. I think it'll be a lot like Barry Sanders. He'll be bottled up a lot, and then he'll bust one or two. The sum total will look a lot better than the repetitive action we had to go through to get there. That's, to me, is the difference. The sum total of all these parts, it is the Saquon-ness in addition to the tush-push that tells me if there's problems inside 4 yards, no matter where they are on the field, they're a threat to keep the ball in their hands. And that's going to be my abiding belief as we get closer and closer to kickoff.
We'll go over, in the next segment, we'll go over some of the bets I made, but I did find an alternate line on Saquon that the number was too juicy. I didn't put a lot on this, but I at least want to have a taste. There's a prop that says Saquon hits 70-plus rushing yards in the game. No is plus 440.
So did you bet the no just because you're saying there's a chance?
Plus 440?
I agree, but he's gonna. I mean, if they're going to have any prayer at all, and if they don't, and if he doesn't touch that, and they lose, Sirianni's fired.
Remember what I said yesterday, though, how Patrick Mahomes is like Michael Myers. And if you don't chop his head off, he's going to come back and kill you. And you're not going to beat him by just running the football. Like, you have to go for it. Mm-hmm. And I think that means they're gonna put more on Jalen Hurts than they are typically want to do. And that's why I eventually landed on the Chiefs, because I feel like they are going to put it on Jalen Hurts' arm more than it usually is. And listen, Jalen Hurts is capable of having big games. He's had big games this season. I just don't think he does it against the Chiefs. I don't think he does it against Spagnuolo.
I think his accuracy is waning. He's not the same. He's not. I don't trust that arm. If they're going to have to win with that arm, they're not going to win.
That's kind of where I'm at. So, I don't know. I think there's a lot of ways, and that's why, as much as I've said this is a boring Super Bowl because I've already seen it and blah blah blah.
No, that's true.
I'm tired of the two teams, and I am. It is sort of a fascinating stylistic matchup.
It's as much of a coaching chess match as we've seen in a minute. I mean, because we know them all. We know exactly who the Chiefs are. There ain't no question about it. We know what they're going to do. We know what the Eagles are good at. It's just a matter of, are they going to do it?
Right.
And how are they going to do it? I think the X's and O's between Reed and the DC from Philly is fascinating, because those guys have been battle hardened for decades. You know, there is some behind the scenes trickeration happening, far more than I think in some situations, just because of the familiarity amongst the coaches. So there's some backline stuff, but again, it's the familiarity that breeds that, but at the same time, it breeds the boredom that I think a lot of us feel.
Mean Green. Chiefs suck against the run. AJ ain't seen a Chiefs game all year. Look at the rushing yards against the Chiefs. Chiefs are top 10 in PFF against the run. Like, the Chiefs they're not a bad run defense. That's something you heard on ESPN and you're going with. So don't tell me what I've watched, because again, I spend a lot of time digging into these numbers. And if you're just looking at yards per game, then you're looking at games like it's 1994, and you're going to lose all your money. So you can tell me that I haven't watched a Chiefs game all year. Okay, I watched the Bills beat the Chiefs.
Well, I will say this about Saquon, and it's not so much about the number of carries and the number of yards. It's the chunk plays that are going to matter. He's going to need 2 or 3 of those busts to make up for, I think, Jalen Hurts' inability to hit an open dude. You know what I mean? They're going to have to get the ball downfield. They're going to have to get some kind of chunk play, and it'll probably be a lot of trickeration with Saquon, getting him in space, because I trust Jalen Hurts for about a 15-yard window in the air. Anything more than that, I don't like, unless it is way downfield to Brown and it's looping into his hands. I don't like that mid-level stuff across the middle with him. I don't trust him.
And that's hard against Spags, is getting that deep field stuff. The Chiefs, speaking of PFF, the 2 stats you look at in PFF, they've got the run defense stat, and then they've got tackling. The Chiefs are the best tackling team per PFF in the NFL. That's huge against Saquon, because if you let Saquon break a tackle, then that's when he crushes you.
Yes, exactly.
But the Chiefs do a good job of, when they make first contact, they stop you. I really think that the Eagles are the team that's going to have to adjust what they normally do. The Chiefs, we know, are going to throw the ball. And the Chiefs, you know what? We got to hit a break. When we come back, I'll tell you what I think the key to the Chiefs' offense is. It's a guy who people around here are going to be familiar with. We'll talk about that next. Morning Huddle 94.1.
Rise and hot! It's the 94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars 50K Big Game Giveaway.
You asked for it, you got it!
Predict the exact score of the big game in New Orleans, and you could score $50,000. Make your predictions now at sasportstar.com.
I like this kind of party!
The 50K Big Game Giveaway, brought to you by Deets Tractor. Score big with Deets Tractor in Seguin and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
What's that sound? That's the sound of Downy Unstoppable scent beads going into your washing machine and giving your clothes freshness that lasts all day long. There it is again. It's like music to your ears, or more like music to your nose. That freshness is irresistible. Let's get a Downy Unstoppables bottle shake. And now a sniff solo. Nice. With Downy Unstoppables, you just toss, wash, wow, for all-day freshness.
Hey guys, Jason Minix here from The Blitz. Does it feel like you're lacking energy, always moody, or you know your libido isn't what it used to be? It could be caused by low testosterone. Go get tested. I recommend the providers at Synergenics Testosterone and Weight Loss. Their personalized TRT goes beyond standard treatments. They also have affordable GLP-1 weight loss options. And for current patients, Synergenics offers a $150 referral credit. Get started. Book your appointment at synergenicshealth.com. SYNERGENX health.com.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
It was a good game.
It was a good game. It really was fun to watch.
But it's funny hearing JD's comments.
At some point, somebody pointed at another player, and that's a penalty. He didn't flip him off. He didn't call his mother a name.
He knocked him 6 feet down the field and then pointed at him. That's taunting.
Football is gay. I'm just saying.
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Catch the John Clay Wolf Show Saturdays from 9 a.m. to noon right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
When life changes fast, you need a lawyer who's been there. AJ here for the Hicks Law Firm. Attorney John Hicks offers unique experience as a veteran and first responder to give you a strategic, results-driven approach. Facing divorce, child custody battle, or a complex family dispute, the Hicks Law Firm offers flat-fee representation from beginning to end, so you know exactly what to expect with no surprises. Visit jhickslawfirm.com for a free consultation. That's jhickslawfirm.com, a local law firm with the national resources you need to win. The Hicks Law Firm.
Progressive presents Renter's MVP's Most Valuable Possessions. Today's MVP, Emily Neal's 70-inch TV. Because after watching her second-grade students yell at each other for hours, there's nothing Emily enjoys more than watching super rich housewives also yell at each other. Why? Because those women are not her responsibility. And that's why her TV is today's MVP. Keep your most valuable possessions protected by bundling your renters and auto insurance with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why, when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million-plus products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
America's Diamond has never sold lab-grown diamonds, and we warned our clients, friends, and neighbors that wholesale prices would crash to almost nothing. 2-carat GVS2 lab-grown diamonds are currently being traded at wholesale for $264, but some jewelers are still selling them online for $3,000 to $4,000. Repeat, wholesale $264, retail $3,000 to $4,000. Some retailers are selling 1-carat lab-grown diamonds for under $300, and others are giving them away for free with purchase. Lab-grown diamonds are very easy to detect with gemological equipment. Tens of millions of carats are produced in huge factories in China and India, using a tremendous amount of subsidized electricity supplied by coal-burning power plants. America's Diamond has only offered traditional, real, natural earth-grown diamonds that are rare, extremely beautiful, and have had real value for centuries. See our television program tonight on ABC KSAT 12 at 12:35 a.m. or right now at americasdiamond.com.
If you missed the Blitz with Jason and Joe, then you missed this.
I just heard the worst Bon Jovi impersonation parody type song ever from one James Fletcher.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
It was awful. Because you almost made my ear bleed with that, you need to do that for the public.
Shouting through the heart, and you're to blame.
You give offenses a bad name.
Wow.
Right home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. You're locked on the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's showtime! All right. Mean Green, PFF didn't stop teams from breaking 100 yards with ease. Even if you just look at their average run allowed, the Chiefs are the 8th best run defense in the league. But the Chiefs suck against the run. The Chiefs suck. The Chiefs' run defense is better than the Eagles. I get it. Your name's Mean Green. You've got a big green hog in your mouth, and that's okay, Bubba. It's all right if you believe your team's going to win. I hope. I don't care who wins other than my money. But you know what? I hope you get to celebrate. You know, if you're a Philly fan, you probably don't have a lot of joy in your life. You're probably a miserable person. So I wish you luck. And averaging stats is what won me $350 off 60 on Prize Picks the first time weekend I ever used it. Well, you know what? Then, if you won $350, we're playing in different leagues. You're different. Hey, congratulations! You're a big fish, and I don't know what I'm doing. So, but yeah, Chiefs' run defense is okay. Do I think they're elite? No, but I think they're solid. And I think that they're going to do a good – and I think just from a game plan standpoint, I think the Eagles realize they're going to have to throw the ball a little. I think where what the Eagles do defensively, the Chiefs aren't going to run. The Chiefs – I think the Eagles are even though the Chiefs have a better run defense by statistical averaging than the Eagles, I think the Eagles' front is very difficult to run on. What the Eagles do mostly is they're going to try and take away explosive plays from Patrick Mahomes, which means what the Eagles run, they run a lot of cover 6. They run a lot of the shell, really. even the cover 3 shell that slowed down Patrick Mahomes a couple years ago.
You pinch him, make him make plays, but the way you beat the Chiefs is you don't let Mahomes even get on the field. That's the way. So I disagree with the premise that Philly won't be able to run. They're going to run the football, or they're going to die trying.
Well, we'll see.
There is no alternative. They're going to run the football or die trying. They have a running back that has over 2,000 yards. They got here doing that. And if they don't continue to do that, that is a fireable offense. Now, I get it if you change after a couple of quarters and you go, well, they're not going to let this happen. But you die trying. I mean, there is one way they win this football game, and is you keep the time of possession on your side a long time. Even if you, like McCarthy told us, even if you don't score in every possession with a kick, hold the ball as long as possible and make Mahomes make the big play. Pinch him and keep him in between the 20s and do all the things that we know are the only way you beat them.
The way the Eagles got to the Super Bowl 2 years ago was running the football.
Run the football.
And guess what? In the playoffs against the Giants, Hurts had 154 passing yards. Against San Francisco, 121 passing yards. Against the Chiefs, 304 passing yards. Because it's the only way you can keep up, Rob.
They didn't
Running
have Saquon.
It doesn't matter.
They did not have the
best.
They
were still the best running team in the league that year.
I'm just telling you, for them to beat the Chiefs, they have to run the football. If Saquon doesn't have over 80 yards or 180 or so total, they ain't winning a football game. And I quantify running the football game as getting the ball into Saquon's hands within 3-4 yards of the line of scrimmage. It could be a flat pass. It could be whatever. But Saquon will take you to the title. And if you don't go through Saquon, you ain't going.
The only team that really beat, I know the Chiefs lost in Week 18 in a game that they weren't trying to win. The Bills ran for 104 yards on 31 carries. They didn't run the ball. They didn't. They trusted. They knew that they weren't. You're not going to beat the Chiefs by running the ball.
You ain't going to beat them then. You cannot lose time of possession to the Chiefs if they have the ball more than you. If they have
here's the thing:
20% less than you, you're still in trouble.
The Eagles aren't going to lose time of possession because the Eagles are going to go for it on fourth downs.
Yes.
They're going to make sure that they maintain the clock,
and that will involve running the football. I'm telling you, there is no chance in hell if Saquon is under 100 yards total offense that they have a prayer, even a prayer. It won't happen. They don't have that kind of offense.
I think you're going to see a lot of quick passes. I think you're going to see a lot of Dallas Goedert. I think you're going to see a lot of Devontae Smith.
If you're relying on Devontae Smith to go win this football game, you're in trouble. Goddard is a good safety. I will agree that the ball will move under 4 or 5 yards from the line of scrimmage, and I'm going to count that as a run game, a San Francisco 49er run
Well, that's
game.
what it is.
But I'm talking about you got to get the ball in Saquon's hands to make plays over and over and over and over. And if it's 3rd and 8, put it in his hands. If it's 4th and 3, push it or whatever. But you do not give it back to them.
On the other side, I think with that Philly defense, because what you're going to see a lot of is because they're not going to run Pacheco, they're not going to run Kareem Hunt. I mean, they'll run Kareem Hunt some, but their offensive line is now in a spot where it's not built to really run the ball up the middle the way it was. No. I think you're going to see a lot of Xavier Worthy. And Xavier Worthy, the best thing that the Chiefs did was about, 6 or 7 weeks ago, they decided to stop pretending like Xavier Worthy was Tyreek Hill. And like they said, okay, we're not going to just have him do go routes and try and catch a bomb. What they started doing was getting him the ball at the line of scrimmage and letting him use that game-breaking speed early. Like that way, because he's not Tyreek. He's not as good a player as Tyreek Hill, So they're getting him the ball on easy catches and letting him work. I think that's what they're going to use as their run game.
Yeah, I get it.
So I think you're going to see a lot of receptions for Xavier Worthy. I think you're going to see a lot. A lot of these are probably going to be behind the line of scrimmage. I like his prop for rushing is over his 5.5. I like way over 5.5 rushing yards. I think that he is going to be the key guy on offense. Oh, I mean, Kelsey, every time I think Kelsey is like kind of a washed player, he's a different animal in the playoffs. He'll get his, I'm certain.
Well, you're going to be force-fed.
Yeah, but I do think that Xavier Worthy is the key for the Chiefs offense in this game.
I'll say the same thing. If he has over 100 and a touchdown, it'll be really hard.
But again, I don't think he's going to be, but much kind of how I said, I don't think there's going to be an explosive Saquon run. I don't think there's going to be an explosive Xavier Worthy catch. I think it's going to be catch the ball, run 8 yards, and get tackled. Because the Eagles don't give up explosives. They just don't.
But both those guys are explosive, and they got here because of that, and they did it against teams that also don't give up big plays. Superstars rise to the top, and I expect both of those guys to offer at least one 20-plus yard play. At least one, probably more than that, just because this is the Super Bowl, and both those teams are really good at what they do.
Well, I'm curious to see what if they go off the script, because again, I don't think you can run the ball and beat the Chiefs.
You're right, and that's why no one has beaten them. But you have to. There is just no way that Jalen Hurts can get into any kind of passing. If the game is 5 hours long, they've lost. If there's a bunch of incomplete passes and we're going to commercial after every incomplete pass with the Eagles, the game's out of their reach. They're not going to throw the ball to a championship. I am of the belief, kind of like you, that Hurts is a functionary. And if you're relying on him to be the MVP, that he's going to have to make the play, you ain't going to win it.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Because, again, I don't believe you can – I guess if you think the Chiefs are going to be held to 14 points, maybe you can win by running the ball.
No, I think it's going to be both teams going to be in the 20s. I think that both teams are capable of scoring a touchdown a quarter, given 15 minutes and enough reps. I think both of them are capable of moving the ball on anybody, different ways, but both of them are capable. I think both of them are going to be shut down once or twice when they don't expect it, and there's going to be a couple of chunk plays too. But the difference being the sum total of talent with Philadelphia. If you keep it close and you keep the ball on your side and you're not turning the ball over and it's close, you're going to win a football game. But don't turn it over and hold the ball. You'll be all right. But that's the prescription, and no one has been able to do it yet.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how the Chiefs or how the Eagles approach this, because I mean the thought would be you had them last time. You had them.
You did. You did, except for a bad watering job. Wasn't that the game with the field got slick?
Yep. Mm-hmm. And the holding at the end of the game, which every Eagles fan didn't want called.
There is, the 11-on-13 premise that we'll be dealing with.
All right. Elsewhere, I guess, you know what? Let's. Vic's not in there. I was going to say let's hit a break so we can have a longer 7:30 segment, but we'll keep rolling on here. The other thing that I think you seem to think there's a lot of scoring.
Well, is 28 points a lot of scoring? Is 56 a big number in a Super Bowl?
48's the total. So you're
I think
talking
it'll be
about
more than that.
well over a touchdown.
On average in history, what's the average number in a Super Bowl? I mean, it seems to me both teams normally score a fair amount.
Let's see. The last several, 47 last year, 73 the first Chiefs-Eagles Super Bowl, 43 Rams-Bengals.
I think it's going to be about in the 50s. I do. I think that there's going to be both teams going to score at least 3 touchdowns.
Let's see. Of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the last 6 Super Bowls have gone under. That Eagles-Chiefs one was the only one that went over. So
I think it'll be in the 50s. I don't know what the history has been, but I think both these offenses are appropriate enough to score some points.
We had 5 out of 6 overs leading up to that, and then that horrendous Rams-Patriots game is what kicked off the run of unders. Like I said, so 5 out of the last 6 have gone under the total. I kind of think it's an under game. Particularly the Eagles at the start of games have been bad. The Eagles offensively have not done anything in the first quarter all year. They've struggled all year to get things going early. So I like the Chiefs early. Chiefs first quarter. I played at -120. And I also bet no score in the first 6.5 minutes of the game at even money. So the thought is both these especially because the Eagles are good at time of possession.
Yeah.
And I do think they're going to control time of possession. This could be like the national championship game. Remember Notre Dame had that first drive and it took like 10 minutes. And then even though Ohio State scored on their first drive, that was in the second quarter. So it was like the first quarter had already gone under because it was just the drive took so freaking long. I could see that happening again. Probably my favorite bet of the whole game is there's a prop out there, more points scored in the first half or the second half plus overtime, if it needs overtime. The second half is minus 130. I think that's about as good of a bet as you could find. Just because the way these two teams play early on, I think there's going to be a grimy first half. If you like the under, I would maybe look at a first half under. And if you like the over, I might look at the full game over and avoid the first half. So I don't know. I just think that this is the way that the Eagles have gone all year long. It's taken them a while to find a groove offensively. I think going up against a guy like Spags, it's going to take a while. It is going to take a while for them to find a groove.
I'll tell you, the more talk about Worthy, he could be, if they do what they want to do, Worthy could be the MVP.
There's another prop out there that for Worthy to score a rushing and a receiving touchdown.
I have a sense he might be the showpiece, this extra, because the speed, the acceleration that guy can offer that we haven't seen very much. He could be the wild card in this game.
It's like plus 350 for him to score a rushing and a receiving touchdown. He's plus 280 to be the MVP.
If they're going to do it, I would like that way. I just don't think they're going to do it.
Yeah, I don't think so either. So, the MVP odds to me, it's Mahomes is the MVP if the Chiefs win. It's likely.
Yeah, it'd be hard to take it out of his hands, but if it was to happen, it would be because he's doing what I think they're going to do with it. There will be a chunk. He'll bust an 80-yarder out of nothing, and it would be the separator.
If the Eagles win, it might be more difficult to parse because if the Eagles win, a lot of the times it'll come down to who scores the touchdowns. If Saquon breaks a big one and gets in the end zone, he's got a chance to be the MVP. If they end up at the 1-yard line and Jalen Hurts gets pushed in 2 times, then Jalen Hurts is going to be the MVP.
I'll tell you this. If Saquon isn't in the conversation for MVP, there ain't no way the Eagles are even close. It really does come down to that for me. Even though we talk man-for-man talent, I look at who's your best guy. That's Pat Mahomes. Who's my best guy? Saquon. If Saquon has his best guy kind of day, I think they're going to be good enough to do it.
You're in the game. Yeah, I think that's where – I think that's where you and I just kind of fundamentally disagree on the game. And, again – who's going to win the game is that's not certainly my strongest bet. I could see this game. I really think this game is kind of a coin toss game. But I think you're right. If the Eagles do win, they probably had a special performance from Saquon.
I don't see how they can do it otherwise.
That's why I think the Chiefs win, because I think the Chiefs are going to be able to bottle him up. So, and I don't see a way really that the Eagles can take away Patrick Mahomes.
Is there a prop for a backwards hurdled dude?
I don't think so.
Is there a Superman play prop?
I don't think so.
Where he lands facing the other direction and still picks up 20 yards?
It used to be like $1 million to 1, but then they got paid out once, and now they don't offer that prop anymore. So
I'll tell you, that's all I need to see is that highlight over and over again.
A lot of people, a lot more people than I thought picking the Eagles. I've just learned my lesson, man. I've learned my lesson betting against that Chiefs team in these games.
I'm a whip dog. I never picked Brady once.
Yeah. He's too old now.
I voted for Mondale. I've never picked a winner once.
He's too old. He's eventually got to fall off. Sure he does. All right. When we come back, we'll continue this conversation. We'll give away some tickets to Chris Stone Kingfish Ingram.
Kingfish?
The Kingfish. We'll do that next. Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Oh, we're almost to the high holiday that is the big game. What are your plans? Hey, take the work away and head over to Twin Peaks because they do it right all the time. But when the big game comes around, they know what they're doing. First 100 folks walk in any one of the Twin Peaks, you're going to get yourself a little special. They got all kinds of stuff happening for all the big game day. Don't just get there for the kickoff. You want to be there for the entirety of the game because they're going to be celebrating the appropriate way with things that need to be done on a big game like this. So when you show up, make sure you're showing up hungry. They're going to have specials all day long just for walking in. They're going to have the Squares game at the end of every quarter. You win, you get walking away with Twin Peaks gift cards. They got fried pickles going on all day long, not to mention all the food. I can bring up the icy cold beer, but we all know there's a 29-degree thermometer right above the pool, so you know exactly what the temperature is. And you also know that the person standing behind the bar, the mixologist, she looks good, but she can also mix a drink, does it quite well. So when the big game comes around, there's only one big place to be. That's in one of the 4 Twin Peaks around San Antonio. Get there early, get your seat, and celebrate with friends of like mind all day long. 151 and 410, De Zavala and I-10, Loopland right there at, 281, Blanco, San Pedro, whatever you want to call it. And my new favorite one over on IKEA Lane on the northeast side. Eats always spectacular. Big game drinks even better, but why do we go? It's the super big game of scenic views.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Looks like we are working a trouble spot on 410 northbound, the on-ramp from Rigsby. This wreck is on the on-ramp. 35 northbound Space Center, disabled vehicle, that's blocking the median. We're slowing down now along 35 northbound, northeast side of town, Randolph Boulevard up to 1604. And downtown, we've got this ongoing road work on 35 lower level, southbound Main Street to Cesar Chavez. It is causing delays, got the roadway reduced to one lane. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. A great alternative to a mobile phone for your kids. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get 60% off. Free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Hey, it's James Pledger. If you played Pick 6 from DraftKings, well, you better get on it. It's Super Bowl 59, the last time to play NFL Pick 6 this season. As the official daily fantasy sports partner of the NFL, DraftKings does fantasy sports like nobody else. Play for better payouts on Pick 6. It's super easy to get started. Just select 2 or more players, choose if they'll have more or less of a stat, like touchdowns, yardage, sacks, and more. And DraftKings is making it even sweeter for first-timers. New Pick 6 customers play $5 to get $59 in Pick 6 credits. Win more cash on Pick 6. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app and use code KTFM. That's code KTFM for new customers to play $5 and get $59 in Pick 6 credits. Only on DraftKings Pick 6. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 18 plus. Age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Void where prohibited. 1 per new customer. Bonus award is non-withdrawable Pick 6 credits that expire in 14 days. Limited time offer. See terms at pick6.draftkings.com/promos.
Wow! Most cars and pickup trucks can have a ceramic film installed by the experts at Mother's Window Tint starting at just $199. That's an incredible price. If you shop around, you'll find that competitors charge hundreds of dollars more. Plus, it's not a one-size-fits-all solution. Mother's Window Tint offers up to 60 different film options to fit all price ranges. Since 1984, Mother's Window Tint has been known as the home of the tint and alarm special. If you're looking to enhance your vehicle security to the highest level, visit Mother's Window Tint today, where security systems start at just $3.99. Call us at 210-496-3454. That's 210-496-3454. Or visit us online at motherswindowtint.com. And remember, do it at Mothers and save!
Try Round Table Pizza's new pepperoni, grilled chicken, and bacon pizza. And don't forget to pair it with our irresistible shareables, mozzarella sticks, jalapeno poppers, or golden potato wedges. The perfect bite to complement your meal. Find the nearest location or order delivery at roundtablepizza.com.
Hi, I'm Jason Thompson, and I've represented folks here in San Antonio injured by negligent drivers for more than 30 years. If you or a family member has been seriously injured, I want you to call me, Jason Thompson, at 210-900-0400. I've heard from many of my clients that after they were involved in a collision, they would get phone calls asking them to hire an attorney. This is highly irregular and probably illegal. Any attorney that is trying to contact you either directly or through a marketing company is not the kind of attorney that you should trust with such a serious matter. Quite frankly, it's creepy. If you call me, we will speak directly. If you hire me, it will be after you and I have talked. I will explain what I can do for you, and you can decide what you would like me to do next. The phone call and the consultation are free. Getting a smart result requires that you make smart decisions along the way, and that's my job, to help you and your family make smart decisions, and that's based on more than 30 years of experience. If you've been injured in an accident, call me, Jason Thompson, at 210-900-0400, or go to my website, alawyerforus.com.
Hi, everybody. Joe Reinagle here for the Golf Club of Texas. I absolutely love the Golf Club of Texas. They've made so many improvements to the golf course, from brand new cart paths to resodding the greens and fairways. You might think it's a private club, but it's not. It's open to the public 7 days a week. Best rates are always online at golfclubtexas.com. That's golfclubtexas.com. The Golf Club of Texas, you know where it is, right there off Briggs Ranch Road off Highway 90. The Golf Club of Texas is the friendliest golf course in Texas.
When I wake up
The best mornings
in the morning light,
start with Wrangler.
I pull on my jeans and I feel alright.
Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started. Good mornings make for better days. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, your home for Super Bowl 59.
I like this kind of party.
The Philadelphia Eagles face the Kansas City Chiefs Sunday at 5:30. The Chiefs, led by MVP quarterback Patrick Mahomes, aims for an unprecedented third consecutive Super Bowl victory, a feat never achieved in NFL history. Meanwhile, the Eagles, with a formidable defense and a dynamic offense, are ready to challenge the reigning champions. Don't miss a moment of this historic matchup, presented locally by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. Sunday at 5:30 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your home for Super Bowl 59.
Hi, this is Joe Reinagle. You're listening to the home of the Texas Rangers, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Oh, yeah. Oh. This is what we'd be listening to if we were in New Orleans right now.
I like this.
Last night, we would have been sitting there, our feet kicked up in a club. Drinking bourbon on the rocks.
No, what's that? An Abita beer out of that brewery right in Little out of
When I hear this, I ain't drinking beer.
Purple Haze, baby.
I'm drinking bourbon when I hear music like this. When you play the blues,
wrote a little song like this.
You got to go heavy.
He's wailing. This is the Kingfisher.
That's right. You want to go see Christone Kingfishing? Or
I want to go see him.
Let's see, at the Aztec Theater.
Yeah,
May 14th. God, I kind of do want to go see this show.
There is nothing better. I've been to a lot of shows. We all know that the greatest band ever was, but a good blues show in a small venue.
Oh, yeah, it can't be.
Ooh, it's going to church, baby.
You want to go see the Kingfish, Christone Ingram at the Aztec Theater, May 14th. Be caller number 5 right now.
Favorite guitarist of all time.
Blues man.
Favorite guitarist.
Mine is probably Tom Morello from Rage Against the Machine. But if you're talking about like blues guitar,
No.
I love. I think Eric Clapton's very good. I think Jimmy Page is very good. Obviously Hendrix. You know who's a really, really incredible guitar player, and most people don't realize it? John Mayer.
Oh, dude, I've seen John twice,
Dude, John
shreds.
Mayer will blow your mind with how he plays
guitar. I can't look
guitar.
at him while he's playing. I don't like guys that do the face while they're doing. I can't look at him.
Yeah, it's crazy, but he is incredible.
Yeah, I was going to put Mayer in my top 5. Stevie Ray Vaughan to me is still the greatest.
That's a good one too.
Ever just strap it on. But there's like Eric Johnson, dude could I saw Lightning Hopkins back when he was still alive in a little place. I mean, just do things with a guitar you didn't think were possible.
Yeah.
So anyway,
my son will tell you Eddie Van Halen.
Well, yes, I mean there's that style.
But my son's a rocker through and through.
And respect, he deserves to be on the list. Well, I mean, you're raising him right as much as you can.
I try
as
my
much
best.
as you can.
Try my best.
He's heard Dave Morello before he was 10. So
he has, yeah. He's
did
been
all you
plenty
could
of
do.
time.
You did all you could do. Yeah. You can only take him to water. You can't make him drink it.
That is it. All right, we've been talking Super Bowl. I'm curious. Let's bang it through on the Brigade Bar. I'm curious to see what the total. Can we put a poll on the YouTube?
I think we can.
Yeah, let me see.
I'd like to put a poll. I want to know what people think. Who people think is going to win this thing.
You know, and I have to get through it's my pick with the Eagles. Is it based in science? You know, am I looking at it through the kind of eyes that you would need to logically take a favorite? Or is it, I just don't want to watch Patrick Mahomes go to Disney World again? Not that I don't like him. I'm just ready for somebody else to do it. And I don't know if that's why I like the Eagles.
I'm really surprised to hear you say that, because I've seen a lot of people, especially here in San Antonio, who are like, yeah, am I tired of Patrick Mahomes? Yes. But the Cowboys fans generally don't want the Eagles to win.
You know, if you'd talked to me 25 years ago when we were actually winning too, that might have mattered. But right now, they're so far down the track. You know, the color of your uniform and the division you're in no longer applies to me. Maybe when we're competitive again, it'll matter. But right now, they're so much better than us. I can't even compare.
I mean,
you know,
well, there's always next year.
That, you know, seriously, it used to it'd be just about impossible for me to ever put any kind of faith or desire to see the Eagles win. But now, the Cowboys have been so non-competitive for so long, and in the playoffs, I haven't rooted for, you know, I don't care now. And it's not about NFC or AFC. I don't really care about that. I just now, I'd like to think I'm being
unbiased
as possible, you know.
I'm that's how I'm trying to be. And quite frankly, right now, as a Bills fan, I have more disdain for the Chiefs than I do any team in the Bills division.
Truth.
You know, like the Jets are always going to be a joke. The Patriots are terrible right now. I still hate the Dolphins. Like, if you said, would you rather,
it's sad, you know?
Would you rather the Chiefs win a Super Bowl or the Dolphins? I hate the Dolphins. Dolphins and Patriots I hate more than anybody. But right now, the Chiefs are my least favorite team. So, but I still think it's just hard to pick against those guys.
I don't
dude.
dislike the Chiefs. I'm just ready to watch something else. I am fully aware of the gravity of the situation they're looking at. 3 consecutive Super Bowls. I get it. I'm just tired of it. You know, I was tired of Montana when he was every other year. I mean, I'm ready for somebody else. I was tired of Brady.
You were tired of Troy Aikman when he?
No, I wasn't tired of that.
You didn't get tired of that.
Well, that didn't last long enough to get tired of.
Yeah. Interesting.
I mean, so we only had about 4 years of that. It went quick.
Only 4 years of it. Oh, man, it's so hard.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that was the last century, my brother. That was a century that started with a 1.
Hey, what poll did you want to create? What was it?
Who do you like?
I want to know who's going to win the Super Bowl. I want to know. Yeah,
the easy one, not line, nothing.
The line doesn't. I mean, you can get -1.
Yeah, it's a pick 'em. Yeah,
so just tell me who you think is going to win. I want to know who our listeners think is going to win the Super Bowl, because this feels like more than usual. There's a split.
Yeah, and I hope that lends itself to a good game, because I do think the sum total of this is a bit of apathy. I do think that as we're coming into this game, that there's a lot of people that are kind of like, you know.
Vic, you just created a poll that says who's going to win the Super Bowl, yes or no? Yes.
I'm going to go with yes.
Someone is going to win.
I'm going to vote yes. There will be a winner. It might take a weird overtime, but I think there's going to be a winner.
Oh, he's fixing it. But
I'll fix it. Hold on.
There, I knew it. Yes got 100% of the votes.
Yay. Yes.
Yep, I knew it. B. Hannon says, being a Chargers fan, the hatred runs deep. That's weird.
Yeah.
B. Hannon's like the only Chargers fan I know.
Poor bastard.
That's a tough life, man. That's a real tough life.
I've probably been to La Jolla a few more times than I have.
Yeah, I mean, if you go to the
better
game,
life,
it's nice. But let's see. As long as there are referees involved in the game, the Eagles have no chance. No comment. Alexandria 32-27 Eagles. A lot more people saying Eagles than I expected.
And I wonder if it's the Dallas Cowboy fandom and the hatred of the green, or you legitimately look at it and say sum total their pieces are better than their parts and that they're going to win, or is it just I just don't want to see Mahomes do it again. I'd rather see somebody else go celebrate. Not that I don't want to see him ever do it again. And maybe there's some fans out there that don't want to see a three-peat, that don't want to see their guy dethroned. I don't think there's very many.
Yeah.
But do you think there's a New England fan out there, a Brady fan, that's rooting against the Chiefs just because they don't want Brady lapped?
Like I said, do you think there's Jordan fans who want to see LeBron fail? Of course there are.
You think so? I never wanted to see LeBron fail. I never wanted to see Brady fail. I just didn't want him to win.
Yeah.
Is that a big difference?
100% there are people out there who want to see Patrick Mahomes not achieve this.
He's such a nice guy.
Quite frankly, I've never liked the Eagles. I particularly am not a big fan of Jalen Hurts. Like, I just don't think he's very good. But I really, really, really don't want the Chiefs to win, but I just think they are. I think they're going to win. And that's why I didn't want this Super Bowl, because I don't have anyone to cheer for
or against.
Other than I have financial interest and that's why I have to bet on this game, because otherwise it's like the Ohio State Notre Dame game. If I wouldn't have bet on it, I would have had no interest in it.
I think you summed up this game. That I don't dislike either side. I don't have a hatred, and that draws me in, and I don't have an absolute adoration either, and that would have drawn me in. So between the two, I just have to find money and a hope to keep me interested into the fourth quarter, because I think people will leave in droves if it gets ugly.
I have disdain for both. I do like that whoever wins, it's another quarterback from Texas adding a Super Bowl to the trophy. A couple Texas boys playing in the big game. That's kind of exciting to see. But
one of them stayed.
Well, yeah, but he's still a Texan.
Yeah, kind of.
He's still a Texan, even though he ended up at Oklahoma, which, that's worse.
I mean, Alabama and Oklahoma.
Alabama's one thing. You go to Alabama to try to get to the NFL, I get it, but you go to Oklahoma.
Other than burnt orange, those are some weird colors of red.
Woof. Woof.
Yeah, they
are. But yeah, I'm outside of that, I don't really have I'm not going to be, I'm so happy for that guy. No, I'm not. I'm not going to be happy with whoever wins it. I'm a bitter person, as you know.
We need to dig into what's the most random prop and pick it.
You know what?
The most random prop before 10 o'clock. Let's find one.
We'll dig through them on the other side. Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You're listening to the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM Floresville.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radio.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Perfect for instant contact with an aging parent. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get an extra 60% off, free UPS shipping, and add code RADIO for an extra 5% off.
Hey, this is Rob Thompson here for my good friends over at Prize Picks. It is now or never. The big game is almost here. Don't miss out on the last big one of the season. And Prize Picks is the absolute best place to win cash while watching the big game. And I'm talking about serious cash, 1,000 times your money. And it is so easy to do. And on top of that, we've got money for you. Just check out the promos tab to tail any of our super sweet Millie winners. Big game lineups, you can get them. If you tail a lineup that goes 3 for 3, you can win up to $1 million. That's part of the promo finds. That's why you go to Prize Picks. I'll tell you what, you want some cash? Use the code Alamo. You get $50 instantly after you play your first game. That's a $5 lineup with 2 times the money. Let's go play Prize Picks. You've been putting it off all year long, or you've been playing along with the other 10 million. Prize Picks is the place to be. Go run your game.
What's up, football fans? Are you excited for the big game and ready to get in on the action? Look no further than the BetMGM Sportsbook app. Sign up using bonus code KOSTOS, KOSTOS, to get up to $1,500 in bonus bets if your first bet loses. Be sure to lock in your picks on this year's big game in New Orleans with the Sportsbook born in Vegas. Earn MGM rewards points from your bets, take advantage of offers found nowhere else, and look out for surprise rewards dropping in your account all year. There's no better place to enjoy the big game than BetMGM. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age and older. This specific promotional offer is not available in Mississippi, New York, Nevada, Ontario, or Puerto Rico. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. For New York, 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For Arizona, 1-800-NEXT-STEP. For Massachusetts, 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, 1-800-981-0023. First bet offer for new customers only. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards are non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire in 7 days in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
From a fender bender to a total loss, Davis Law Firm has a team of expert attorneys ready to get you back on the road with the verdict or settlement you deserve. Y hablamos español. Want more? Call the Fours. Davis Law Firm San Antonio, 444-4444.
America's Diamond has never sold lab-grown diamonds, and we warned our clients, friends, and neighbors that wholesale prices would crash to almost nothing. 2-carat GVS2 lab-grown diamonds are currently being traded at wholesale for $264, but some jewelers are still selling them online for $3,000 to $4,000. Repeat, wholesale $264, retail $3,000 to $4,000. Some retailers are selling 1-carat lab-grown diamonds for under $300, and others are giving them away for free with purchase. Lab-grown diamonds are very easy to detect with gemological equipment. Tens of millions of carats are produced in huge factories in China and India, using a tremendous amount of subsidized electricity supplied by coal-burning power plants. America's Diamond has only offered traditional, real, natural earth-grown diamonds that are rare, extremely beautiful, and have had real value for centuries. See our television program tonight on ABC KSAT 12 at 12:35 a.m. or right now at americasdiamond.com.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-505-9603, 800-505-9603, 800-505-9603.
Check engine light on? Take the guesswork out of your check engine light with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We are working trouble spots on Loop 410 northbound. The on-ramp from Rigsby is blocked. There is a wrecker on the scene, so hopefully this will clear soon. Still noticing some delays in the area. 281 northbound Danella, that's a stall blocking the median, and this road work downtown causing delays about 15 minutes or so. 35 lower level southbound Main on over to Cesar Chavez. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
The San Antonio Spurs continue the rodeo road trip tonight in Charlotte when they take on the Hornets. Tip-off is set for 6. It'll be televised on the FanDuel Sports Network. The NFL honored its best last night, giving the MVP to Bills quarterback Josh Allen, who beat out Lamar Jackson and Saquon Barkley, who was the offensive player of the year. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
SportsCenter is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Someone tweeted at me, Buffalo is so desperate for a trophy, they'll probably have a parade. The NFL just turned the MVP award into a I tried trophy.
I like this guy. Who was this?
I tried.
The MVP is now the participation ribbon.
My initial thought is to go at him about this line in his Twitter bio. KC Sports and Barbecue fan. Kansas City barbecue is trash. Stop trying to pretend like it's not.
They've used too much sauce.
Come on, guys.
Too much sauce.
Yeah. It's a diabetic nightmare.
You don't need to,
no one eats
good
barbecue.
meat doesn't need to be sauce.
Exactly. Grow up. I'm not even going to respond. And also, he can't spell trophy.
Oh gosh.
That's it. Yeah.
Both times he put trophy, he put THROPFY or PHY. Trophy. Trophies. Trophies.
That's that Kansas City, Missouri. Was he in Missouri or Kansas?
Well, it says he lives in Florida.
Oh, well, there you go.
Oh, well, then
That's the public school education there.
Yep.
That's how they spell trophy there.
I don't know. I hate him, so I'm not even going to respond. I'm not going to respond to him. But everyone's so angry that Josh won this MVP. I love it. I'm glad. I want. This is what I do, and this is what really Chiefs fans need to do. Embrace it. If the Chiefs win on some ridiculous referee's call,
own it,
man.
Yeah, man. We're so good. The refs are on our side,
dude. I'm telling you, I would tell Astros fan this all the time, and I really think if you're an Astros fan, the biggest thing you can do is just embrace the hate. Put on the black hat, be the bad guy.
But they cheated.
Yeah.
Well, the Chiefs didn't cheat. They've been helped along by some friendly dudes.
It's all the same.
No, it's not.
It's all the same.
No, when Altuve's running to home plate with a taped-on thing on his chest, you cheated. You can fess up, but don't be proud of it. Fess up. Say everybody else was doing it. You can say everybody else was doing it, and you'd be right.
Yeah.
But you don't be proud of it.
I don't think you have to be proud of it.
I think the Chiefs could be proud of it. Look, we are so good that the refs are literally rooting for us.
Yeah. Wow.
I mean, we're not paying them. I didn't ask them to do it. They just did it.
That's why anybody who tells me that Josh Allen didn't deserve the MVP, I'm going to go, okay.
I love the idea that is the MVP is the I Tried award.
Yeah.
That I think it should be renamed that.
Except they wanted it to go to Lamar.
Well, he tried.
Yeah, he did try.
He keeps trying.
Keeps trying.
The I Tried, the Bless His Heart award. He's so good, just not good enough.
Man, poor Lamar.
Bless his heart.
I know.
Yeah.
And Lamar in the playoffs, bless his heart hard.
Bless your heart, Lamar.
Oh, poor guy.
Bless his heart.
And I get it, as for the Ravens who can't win anything in the playoffs, they need that extra trophy. I get that.
They need one at
least. The 3-time winner of the I Tried award.
But you know what? Quite frankly, I needed it too. The Bills needed it too. They can't win a big trophy.
And they should have a parade. Let's be realistic.
They should.
I wouldn't blame them a bit.
Also,
right?
I will say this also. Chiefs fan has become very annoying very quickly.
The nice guys act is getting old.
The Chiefs were losers before Patrick Mahomes showed up. Historically, the Chiefs were a crumb bum franchise.
Lovable losers, yeah.
And now all of a sudden they're acting like we've got this long legacy. Like dude, no, you've got one guy who showed up and covered up all your warts.
Well, I remember Chief fan Lowe those many years ago in 2020 when they showed up in Miami, and they were a breath of fresh air after the entitled and just sniveling Boston type that was at every Super Bowl. So when the corn-pone Midwesterners showed up in Miami, it felt kind of nice. Now it's getting a little old. I've been sitting at this potluck for about 6 years now, and I'm tired of this homespun niceness.
Yeah, I don't like hearing about how you're some sort you're a Johnny-come-lately.
Yeah.
Let's face it. You're not the Steelers, or you don't have some long history of no. You got one guy who won you some Super Bowls. You're good. Don't get me wrong. He's incredible. But don't act like you're way in some different level of franchise.
You're not better than me.
I mean, you're better than my team.
You're not better than us.
You're better than my team, but not everybody's.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Acting like you're all better.
Yeah.
I know who you are.
We know you.
We know you win.
We know you.
I remember a guy named Alex Smith. I know who you are.
That's right. Daniel says you should get a hate jar for every time says AJ says hate. Talk about walking around money. Listen,
That's a good one.
Like I said, I'm a bitter person.
Do you have a swear jar at home?
God,
did you try that at least?
No. Who would that cost? Me?
Yeah. Well, my wife tried it.
No.
My kids started stealing money out of it.
That's about what would happen.
Hey, Dad, what do you think about the Cowboys?
Although both
filth and flout and Florida. Good. Ice cream man's coming.
Nice. Go get it.
Hey, Dad.
Get the 5.
I've noticed now both my kids use foul language anyway, so everybody's on.
Well, we reached a level when my wife started cussing and my kids turned and went, and now the shock value is gone.
Yeah.
Now they don't even flinch. Now they're like, Mom, we're not on a boat.
Yeah, my wife cusses more than when I met her, for sure. But my older son now, I think I've heard him say about everything but the F word.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, my wife works in retail. She cusses constantly.
And
she
then
comes home just F-bombs everywhere. Like,
what
happened?
The little one is like He's dipping his toes in. He's like,
damn,
kick their ass and
hell.
Oh, he's pissed off. Like,
and they look at you sideways to see, is that okay? Am I in trouble?
What happened?
Am I getting away with it?
I just said ass.
I just said ass. Did mom look sideways?
He ain't mad, I don't think.
Notice? All right.
Damn, I'm cool
Say it again.
now.
Watch.
Cool. I'm one of the cool kids now.
My youngest, when he was about 5, came to me and said, "Can we talk, Dad? I got a question, just me and you." So I go in the other room. He goes, "Will you do me a favor, and will you list all the cuss words? Will you write them down so I know what not to say?
What I'm not allowed to say.
So will you write them down so I know what not to say?"
Jeff Saturday says it's about who did more with less. Josh should have won last year. Lamar should have won this year.
Baloney. Again, why are we even dredging this up?
Josh turned the ball over like 1,000,000 times last year. He shouldn't have won it. But there were real arguments to be made for Dakota Prescott and Christian McCaffrey last year.
I'm not worried about last year. Lamar probably. Well, Lamar won it. He did.
But don't tell me that Lamar did more with less this year.
Yeah, that's a lie.
Lamar's
that's
on a team full of Pro Bowlers, or all pros. Josh is not.
Once they drafted Zay Flowers and once they put Derrick Henry in, the argument that there's nobody around him no longer counts. You got Andrews at tight end. You got Derrick Henry behind you. You got an electric wide receiver. When he's healthy, out there. You got enough. You got as much as anybody else out there. There's no more argument that he's alone.
Yeah.
Josh has less.
You can't feel bad for him. And a better defense. Don't argue, Vic. Are you
Stop
arguing? What was that noise? Are you arguing with me?
No.
Good.
You're going to put money in that hate jar.
You better not. I'd have to hate you.
Hate jar.
Hate. Hate.
How long John Baptiste's national anthem going to be?
You know what? I was talking to my buddy about this last night. There's 2 markets for this. And if you know a Canadian, apparently there's like free money to be had. Because at FanDuel Canada,
So I need a VPN for this, right?
Yeah, their descriptor is they go from the first note, lyrics or instrumental, to the last note, lyrics or instrumental.
Oh, so...
And most American books go from first singing note to last singing note.
That's what I would have counted.
Now, if you take John Baptiste played at the All-Star game a couple years ago. I think when it was in New Orleans, right? The Pelicans hosted an All-Star game.
Yeah.
And if you go off that, and you say it's probably not apples to apples, but it's as close as we can come, the lyric performance would have cruised under.
Oh.
But he played apparently like an obnoxious instrumental introduction that lasted like 2 minutes. So it was like this long drive because he's on the piano. He's got, so he's making this big production of it. And for the Super Bowl, I would imagine that's even amplified. So if depending on what your book says, if your book says first spoken note to last spoken note, I'll go under. First instrumental note to last instrumental note, I'll go over. I think that's the way to look at it.
Now I feel like I need to go back and check my fine print, see what my book's saying.
I mean, I'm just saying. I just throwing that out there. There's you got to be careful. Got to be careful.
So
looking at some of these Super Bowl props. What?
The length of the last brave note sung by Jean Baptiste. Over 3.5 seconds, under 3.5 seconds.
Oh, come on.
Good
really?
grief.
Well, we're getting down to it now.
Man, and the whole of the brave.
It's rigged. It's rigged. Automatic says, AJ, my son's Pee Wee team were the Bills. I can send you a flag and hat to put behind you. I don't think they'll allow that here, friend. I would love that, but I don't think they'll allow it.
I think send it anyway.
Yeah, send it anyway. We'll put it up until they take it down.
Yeah, put it on the refrigerator.
Look, we got an empty spot right here.
Right, we got acres of free and open space. That is for rent if you are looking for something.
Real estate rent.
Right here.
I'm going to hit you with some of the props and get you. You know what? Let's take a break now. And when we come back, I'm going to hit you with some of these props and just get your off-the-dome thoughts on how these things will go. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1. I got to tell you about Carbach. to bring some Carbach over to Rob's house for the Super Bowl, and we'll have some good Crawford Bach to sip on. And if that's not your thing, hey, they've got the Love Street, which is their best seller, their Cole-style blonde ale. Also the Hopadillo, their in-your-face IPA. But I know Rob's dad doesn't go for IPAs. But if you do, Hoplectic is out right now as well. That's the seasonal IPA. Fantastic recipe on that one. And reminder, it's not just in H-E-B and the liquor stores. Carbach is all over the city. When they first started to move outside of Houston, the first market they hit was San Antonio, and they said, we want to prioritize this market. We want our beer all over the place, and that's what they've done. So it's not just in the stores, it's in all the restaurants and bars too, at least most of them. So if you think, this restaurant, this bar, they're not going to have yet fancy beer, chances are good they probably do. So when you're out and about this weekend, you're out watching the Super Bowl, go ahead and ask your bartender, please make it a Carbach.
Hi, welcome to Staples. Hi, I hear Staples can print it all for my business. Oh, if you can think it, Staples can print it, and will beat any print quote. Oh, great. I'm thinking new brochures and yard signs? No problem. I'm thinking calendars, t-shirts, and pens. Totally. I'm thinking Staples is the place for printing. I thought you might think that.
Right now at Staples, get up to $250 off your print purchase. Ends 4/5 exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for offer details. Price match guarantee valid in store and staples.com/print. Visit staples.com/price match for details.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textline.us. Texting rules for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop, opt out. Consult a doctor prior to use.
Wow, you look amazing. What have you been doing?
I'm sure you've heard of Ozempic, Wegovy, and the other GLP-1 medications, right? Well, I found this great company called Novelty. If you qualify, their providers can prescribe medications like Ozempic and Wegovy and other GLP-1 medications that are 80 to 90% less expensive, all 100% online.
I can get GLP-1 medications for 80 to 90% less and do it all online? No doctor's office or pharmacy?
Yes, Zelty can provide semaglutide or tirzepatide, the active ingredients in Ozempic and other expensive GLP-1s, but for 80 to 90% less and shipped directly to your door.
How do I get started with Zelty?
Just send them a text.
Text LINE to 200-300 to get started today with Zelty. Get the same active ingredients in Wegovy or Ozempic, but for 80 to 90% less and 100% online. Don't wait. Text LINE to 200-300 right now for a link to your exclusive offer. Text LINE to 200-300. That's LINE to 200-300. LINE to 200-300.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
Trump said no more censorship and immediately called the big boss at iHeart. I said, hey, I want to be the first one to drop an F-bomb on FCC radio. Right. And he wrote back, you already have. And he's like, we've got a document of it. But I said, I want to be the first one to do it, legally.
Well, good luck with that.
Yeah.
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Catch the John Clay Wolf Show Saturdays from 9 a.m. to noon right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
Attention lovebirds. Valentine's Day is almost here, and Diamonds Direct has the gifts to wow your special someone. From dazzling diamonds and trending gold to vibrant gemstones, pearls, even timepieces. With hundreds of stunning styles under $1,000 and an exquisite collection of one-of-a-kind luxury pieces. Make your moment unforgettable. The best selection, value, and service are waiting for you. Make this Valentine's unforgettable with fine jewelry for every budget. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
When I wake up
The best mornings
in the morning light,
start with Wrangler.
I put on my jeans and I feel alright.
Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started. Good mornings make for better days. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
Hi, I'm Jason Thompson, and I've represented folks here in San Antonio injured by negligent drivers for more than 30 years. If you or a family member has been seriously injured, I want you to call me, Jason Thompson, at 210-900-0400. I've heard from many of my clients that after they were involved in a collision, they would get phone calls asking them to hire an attorney. This is highly irregular and probably illegal. Any attorney that is trying to contact you either directly or through a marketing company is not the kind of attorney that you should trust with such a serious matter. Quite frankly, it's creepy. If you call me, we will speak directly. If you hire me, it will be after you and I have talked. I will explain what I can do for you, and you can decide what you would like me to do next. The phone call and the consultation are free. Getting a smart result requires that you make smart decisions along the way, and that's my job, to help you and your family make smart decisions, and that's based on more than 30 years of experience. If you've been injured in an accident, call me, Jason Thompson, at 210-900-0400, or go to my website, alawyerforus.com.
Hey, it's James Pledger. If you played Pick 6 from DraftKings, well, you better get on it. It's Super Bowl 59, the last time to play NFL Pick 6 this season. As the official daily fantasy sports partner of the NFL, DraftKings does fantasy sports like nobody else. Play for better payouts on Pick 6. It's super easy to get started. Just select 2 or more players, choose if they'll have more or less of a stat, like touchdowns, yardage, sacks, and more. And DraftKings is making it even sweeter for first-timers. New Pick 6 customers play $5 to get $59 in Pick 6 credits. Win more cash on Pick 6. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app and use code KTFM. That's code KTFM for new customers to play $5 and get $59 in Pick 6 credits. Only on DraftKings Pick 6. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 18 plus. Age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Void where prohibited. 1 per new customer. Bonus award is non-withdrawable Pick 6 credits that expire in 14 days. Limited time offer. See terms at pick6.draftkings.com/promos.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
I can play this on Guitar Hero.
Yeah. Nice.
A game that needs to be reinvented and renewed.
Yeah, that was a good game. I
Oh,
liked
man. Cherry Pie. I can't hear that song.
I was just scrolling through X, and one of the, I don't follow Kanye West, but
Yeah, he's an idiot.
for some reason, Elon thinks I need to see what Kanye says. And Kanye this morning tweeted out, "I love Hitler. Now what, bitches?"
You see?
Like, what's the upside of that?
Yeah.
Like,
He's an idiot.
Well,
I don't understand.
I don't get it.
I don't understand. Like,
You're a minority. You're not part of the master race.
Oh man. Oh man. And I mean, this is what a world we're living in. There, yesterday, one of the guys, a guy who's fighting in the main event of the UFC this weekend, called a fellow UFC fighter the Chinaman at a press conference in front of cameras, like it was just normal. And I'm like, what
can he design shoes?
Where are we at in this world? What is going on?
Well,
with
if
people in
he
this
can
world?
design shoes and sing, we don't care.
I guess that's it, huh? And I guess if you're good at fighting people and
put together
whatever. That's crazy, man.
He has a boost shoe and
crazy,
sort of weird looking.
All right, let's dig through some of these props, Rob. I want to get your thoughts on some of these.
I've been doing some research, digging into the old school national anthems.
Will the Chiefs ever lead by 14 points or more?
No. No one will.
The yes on that is plus 225.
So they kind of agree with me.
They agree with you. How about Eagles score first, but Chiefs win?
That'll go to the other prop. Who wins the toss? No.
Okay. Plus 300 if you think that happens. Saquon has a 50-plus yard run.
Ooh, that's going to go to whether they win or not. That's a big one. No.
Plus 350 if you like it. Saquon Barkley will have a 20-plus rush yards. He will have 20 or more rush yards in each quarter of the game.
Yes, if they're going to win, they're going to have to. Yes.
Plus 350 if you like that. Plus 350. Any quarter will have 22-plus points scored.
Oh, no, that doesn't match the number anywhere.
Travis Kelce will have 87 receiving yards and a touchdown.
Well, if they're going to win, you have to figure yes. I think they're going to – no, I'm going to go no on this.
Plus 450 if you like yes.
Yeah, okay.
Let's see. Mahomes has 5 or more rushing yards in each quarter.
In each quarter?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Okay, that's 8-1. Barkley to score 1 receiving touchdown and 1 rushing touchdown.
If it's going to feed my narrative, I have to bet yes.
10-1.
Yeah, my narrative for them to win is going to be required, so I'd have to bet
1,000.
that. Yeah. I'm telling you.
Oh, wow.
Plus 1,000. That's pretty wild. Chiefs win, and Travis Kelce has 2 touchdowns.
No.
14-1.
Yeah, that's too much.
14 to 1. Xavier Worthy has a 50-yard reception.
You know what? I'll bet. Well, I like whatever this number is. I would bet this
16 to 1.
Yeah.
Saquon Barkley, 250 rush plus receiving yards combined.
That's a big one. But to fit my narrative, I would have to
I'd say
bet in the affirmative.
Plus 1,800. 18 to 1.
Well, that's
on
a
that
huge
one.
number. If you'd have had 200, is there a 200-yard
Yeah, I
total?
was gonna say, is there a
Feels a
200?
little bit better. But
let's see.
199.
But if there's, I'm telling you, for me to fit my narrative, it's going to have to be that from Saquon. So I wouldn't not bet it if I believe the other.
Here's the one I was talking about. Xavier Worthy to score 1 receiving touchdown and 1 rushing touchdown, 30 to 1. Mahomes to have 400 or more passing yards, 30 to 1.
Ooh, I like that. It's crazy.
Travis Kelce scores the first and second touchdown, 70 to 1.
You're saying there's a chance? That's worth $10.
Kelce scores the first and last touchdown, 90 to 1.
Again, that's worth $10.
Those are all just some silly ones.
Was there one who scores first? Did you go through that one?
Who scores first in the game?
Yeah,
like
Chiefs or who's going to score first?
Oh yeah, let me see. I'll pull that up. Yeah, there's for sure that. Let's see. First team to. Oh no, it's got first team to get a first down. First score. Here we go.
Okay.
First score of the game is Chiefs minus 120, Eagles minus 110. Yeah, that's one of those ones I wouldn't want to bet until I got until I saw the who won the coin toss. Oh, yeah. And they're smart enough now; they take it down by then.
Right?
They know what they know what they're doing. Let's take a look at some of the novelty props, some of the silly stuff. Some of these are, I mean, like the coin toss, things like that, or who knows? I will say this. The AFC West won the coin toss the least amount of times this season. Okay. The NFC East won the coin toss the most amount of times this season. If you believe in that.
And the Eagles are going to win the
say
toss.
that again.
NFC East teams had the highest percentage of winning the coin toss of any division this season.
That's nuts.
The AFC West had the lowest percentage of winning the coin toss anytime this season.
All right, I'm going to go with trends like we were talking about. I mean, I'm going to go with the trend.
Even money, so plus 100 either way.
I'm taking.
Oh, okay. Well,
so if you now if you think
I'm going to take the NFC to win the toss.
Well, then this Eagles win coin toss and win the game. Plus 320.
I like it.
Plus 320.
There it is. You can have all my money right there.
Boom.
I'm all in.
Sucker deal.
Gatorade color.
Oh.
Your favorite?
It'll be red.
Oh, it won't. Who drinks red Gatorade? It's so
the blue.
thick.
It's the
well,
blue.
I don't drink Gatorade, but
red Gatorade is like drinking blood. It's too thick. It's too thick. Nosferatu. Only Nosferatu drinks the red Gatorade.
Is it blue? What's the lead in the clubhouse? Blue?
Your favorite at minus 175 is yellow and or green.
Oh.
So it can be, because it can be like lemon lime flavor depending on how much powder you put in.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, for the cramps.
So that's minus 175. Purple is the next favorite at 3 to 1.
That's
the reason why purple is the favorite or next favorite. The last 2 years the Chiefs have won, it's been purple.
See, that's the kind of inside information you listen to us for.
That's right. So if you think
what type of Gatorade we're
it sounds like Patrick Mahomes likes purple
he
Gatorade.
Likes purple.
Orange is plus 350. Red is plus 550. That'd be insane if it's red. Blue 7 to 1. Clear 12 to 1. No Gatorade bath 18 to 1. I could see Andy Reid instead being doused in barbecue sauce or something like that. Maybe, I
hot honey.
A bunch of cheeseburgers.
Let's see. Some of these are too silly to even try with. Super Bowl MVP. The obvious favorite, Patrick Mahomes, plus 120. Second favorite, Saquon, plus 260. Jalen Hurts is plus 350. Who would you think is the next in line? If it's not one of those three guys, who would you think is next?
A kicker.
No, I'll go with a tight end, Kelce.
15-1. He is next.
Okay.
Followed by Xavier Worthy, 28-1. A.J. Brown, 35-1.
See, I would have put him after Kelsey.
The thing about A.J. Brown is he is going to rely on explosive plays.
If we talk about him, then he'll be talked about a lot.
But here's the thing about A.J. Brown. If he's making those explosive plays, it means Jalen Hurts is throwing it down the field, which means it's more likely that Jalen Hurts is going to be the MVP.
But, that makes some sense. I have a sense we'll probably see A.J. Brown reading books more than we will see catching touchdowns.
It's hard, man. It's hard to and like some of these that would interest me if I was like good at the whack-a-mole of it. Chris Jones, 60-1. Jalen Carter, 70-1. Like, I think if you can pick the right defensive guy, you're onto something there. Who was the guy who it was Nick Bolton. Nick Bolton, remember he scooped and scored in the first Eagles-Chiefs game, and and he picked up another fumble in that game and almost scored again. They thought he scored and they reviewed it and he didn't score.
Okay.
Had he scored 2 touchdowns, he's the MVP. Like he would have been the MVP of the game. But because they said, "Oh no, he didn't get it all the way in," and you're not going to get it.
Patrick,
it's very much a.
There's no one on big man plays.
There are props on if a player over 300 pounds will score a touchdown.
Yeah, see.
Yeah, will a player?
I think the most likely candidate there. What Eagle are they naming as the candidate?
Jalen Carter it seems like the most likely.
I would put money at Jalen Carter.
But yeah, that's the prop though. Is like it could be anybody as long as the player weighs over 300 pounds. Then your bet cashes.
Wow.
Now some of these are so like the no on them is like you're paying minus 10,000 or whatever. Like it's hard to win those if you bet no. But if you do think that it's going to happen, there's some maybe there's something to be popped there.
Well, Philly is known for trickeration. So if they are going to be, it would be the most likely candidate, though. I think the Chiefs are going to be in a position more often to try it.
Patrick Mahomes touchdown passes over under 1.5.
Over.
That's minus 155.
Has to be over for them to win. How can they not?
How about over under 2.5?
I would still go with the over.
Plus 230.
I still like it.
If you like over 3.5.
Now we're getting into the rare air. But yes, if you believe that Kansas City's going to win the game, he's going to have to throw 4 touchdowns. So yes.
Plus 675.
Yes. Go make some money.
Plus 675.
How many punts?
Oh,
right.
Now that's a tough one because I don't think the Eagles are going to punt very often.
Yeah,
I don't think so
saying.
either.
Yeah, if not, maybe once, maybe twice.
The number I saw was like on total punts, and I don't want to bet that because I don't trust that the Eagles are going to punt. So if you can find a prop that's like which team punts more,
okay. Versus just how many?
Oh, I think it's like I don't even think it's close. I think it's you certainly want to bet on the Chiefs to punt more because the Eagle. Rob and I were talking about it at the beginning of the show. The time of possession battle has to
by minutes.
It has to be won by Philly.
Absolutely,
and I think it will be won by Philly no matter what. But I think what it really boils down to is I don't think that they're going to punt that often. And right now, the numbers are the same on both. Well, close to the same. If you think the Chiefs punt 3.5 times, over 3.5 is plus 115. Under 3.5 is minus 145. Eagles total punts over 3.5 plus 110. Under 3.5 minus 140.
I like the minus there.
I think minus 140 is a really good bet on the Eagles because I think the Eagles realize even if it's like 4th and 2 or 3, they're going for it.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Because, again, it goes back to what I said. You have to cut Patrick Mahomes' head off to have a chance.
Yeah. And I'm going to believe that's, as I look at these and finally do all that stuff on Sunday, my predicate will be the Eagles are going to win because, and every bet I make after that will be because of what I believe.
That's the way you have to do it. There's a prop. If you think a kick will hit a crossbar, will there be a doink? Not the crossbar, an upright.
Oh, a doink.
If it hits the crossbar, it doesn't count. Only the 2 uprights. If it hits one of the 2 uprights.
Interesting.
Plus 550.
I would like for it to happen to Kansas City kicker. I don't think it will, but if it could.
I don't think it will either. Yeah. Have you ever seen, like I was talking to my buddy about this, there's games where, like in the warm-ups, the kickers are so good. And I know we always talk crap about kickers and they blow games. But in warm-ups, when there's nobody standing around, the kickers can hit the goalpost on purpose. Like they do a drill where they
aim it.
They hit the left post, they hit the right post, and they hit the center post. And it's like that's unbelievable.
That's witchcraft.
It really is, but that tells you how good these guys are at their job.
Yeah, they're using the force.
Until there's a 340-pound man coming at you.
What are the odds that Ingrid is going to show up out of nowhere and sing the national anthem?
We can only hope that she can bring us together yet again.
America.
Is there a number on that?
No. She pushes Jean Baptiste out of the way.
All drunk.
I got this from here, mother blubber. Oh my God!
Oh please!
I swear I haven't heard from her since.
I know.
Is she out of rehab yet?
She's just gone.
She's still in rehab.
Didn't they throw her in rehab immediately? Didn't her label go, well, we can't have you in public?
Vanished.
We're going to have to send you to Trembling Hills for a couple of months.
Yeah, someone's going to pick you up. We'll talk to you later.
She has vanished.
We don't want to see you again until you're holding a coin.
Unbelievable.
You're holding a first-timer coin.
Is there any props on Kendrick Lamar doing anything?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Like lyrics or
let me see.
What song is he going to perform first?
Any diss tracks?
Let's see the novelty props. Where are
they were talking about the diss track
halftime props.
Yeah, I'm curious.
I hope it's good.
Yeah, I think it would.
It should be good, right?
Yeah,
I'm one of these people who I don't really care about halftime show.
Just entertain me. Yeah, that's all I ask. I don't care who it is. Just give me something I didn't expect.
Been a lot of hype on Kendrick.
Yeah, I don't see any
Grammys he won.
I don't see those will probably come out. I'm guessing tomorrow.
Okay.
Like they don't want because those are the things that are easiest to beat because.
Yeah, because they can just change it.
That can be fixed.
Yeah, there we
go. Without it being illegal. You know what I mean? Like that can be like, oh, I just made a change to the script. Like, so it's not like throwing a game. So they want to have as little time for you to bet on those things as possible. And that includes the national anthem length. Like because as soon as you hear the practices, and that's usually when there's unusual betting activity, it's because someone heard
It was, I think, was it the Weeknd's performance in Tampa where there was a local reporter that stood outside the stadium
and heard what the first song was?
It was for the national. The
Weeknd didn't sing the national anthem.
It must have been the national anthem, but Weeknd did it in Tampa. But it was the national anthem in Tampa where somebody stood outside the stadium with a stopwatch and tweeted it out, and everybody pulled it off the board.
That's the way. And B. Hannon says, does a doink in count? Yeah, if it hits and goes in or out, if you cash that bet either way.
We just want the doink.
Yep. Yeah. As long as you hear that doink.
I think they need to add a microphone to that poll so we can really hear it.
They do sometimes. Yeah. I like when they do that. I wish it would always be that way. Who is if you think someone other than Saquon Barkley has the most rushing yards in the game, who do you think it is? Because I'll tell you now.
P. Ryan.
Saquon minus 800 to have the most rushing yards.
I wouldn't go Pacheco. I'd go P. Ryan.
P. Ryan's not even on the board. That's too nuts.
Mahomes.
Well, then it'd have to be.
It'd be 25-1 for Mahomes. Pacheco's 15-1.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts and Kareem Hunt are the co-second favorites at plus 850.
I forgot about Kareem Hunt.
So one of those two guys are the most likely. How about most receiving yards in the game? Who do you think is the favorite for most receiving yards?
I will go with Xavier Worthy.
He is third at plus 360.
So Kelsey and Brown above him?
Yeah. A.J. Brown plus 180 is the favorite. Kelsey plus 290, second favorite. Devontae Smith plus 600. Dallas Goedert plus 850. And then if you can guess, they call this the Triple Crown.
Okay.
Who do you think is going to have the most passing yards, receiving yards, and rushing yards in the game.
So we wrap them together?
You tie them together. I'll tell you what it's worth.
I'll say passing yards, Mahomes. Rushing yards, Barkley. Receiving yards, I'll go with the numbers, Brown.
If that's who you like, plus 550 on your number.
All right.
If you like you said, Xavier Worthy was your first inclination, 8-1.
Yeah.
If you pick Mahomes, Worthy, and Barkley as your top three. So so much stuff you can do with these props. There's always something to bet. So just an interesting way to dig into some of these. I don't bet a lot of these crazy props, but they are sort of fascinating. All right, let's hit our last break of the hour. We'll come back. We'll keep discussing Super Bowl, and you know what? Let's take a break from the Super Bowl real quick because we could talk a little hoop, just a little bit.
Spurs playing tonight,
just a little bit. Spurs in action tonight. We'll talk about that. Morning Huddle on 94.1. I got to tell you about attorney John Hicks. If you are dealing with family drama, if you've got a divorce you're dealing with, you've got child support modifications or a custody battle, you want someone who knows what you're going through, and that's where John Hicks comes in. John Hicks isn't some hoity-toity, fancy-pants lawyer. This guy is one of us. He's a 6-year Marine veteran, did 2 decades in the San Antonio Fire Department. He's a guy who just happens to be a lawyer, and he's looking out for you. And some of the ways he does that is by doing flat fee work. A lot of the times, like, your money's really important to you when you're going through this divorce stuff because you don't know where it's going to be at the end. You don't know what you're going to be asked to pay. So every dollar counts. And most lawyers, you give them money up front, and then they say, okay, well, we'll call you when we're out of your money. Not John Hicks. John Hicks he does a flat fee rate. He's going to tell you, I'm going to get you from here to here. This is how much it's going to cost you. And then he just gets the job done. He'll also work on a payment plan with you if that's what you need. Not a lot of lawyers doing that. So, guys, if you're dealing with one of those issues, a divorce or a custody battle or child support mods, give John Hicks a call. 210-985-8330. It's a free consultation. Doesn't cost you a thing. Or check him out online, jhickslawfirm.com. That's 210-985-8330 for the Hicks Law Firm.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Looks like a new trouble spot on 35 southbound at Walters, east side of town. That stone's taking up a right lane. Expect stop and go to start right around Splash Town. 281 northbound Josephine, Grayson Street, got a stall that's off to the shoulder. Another on 281 northbound Danella, north side of town. That one is blocking the median. That wreck at 410 northbound on-ramp from Rigsby has cleared. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by True Green. True Green. Get a golf course quality lawn that's more affordable than you think. Don't wait. Visit TrueGreen.com today and let the pros handle the work while you enjoy the results. That's TrueGreen.com. True Green, the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour.
Dell Technologies is celebrating with anniversary savings on their most popular tech. For a limited time only, save on select next-gen PCs like the XPS 16, powered by Intel Core Ultra processors and more. Plus, curate your dream setup with great deals on select monitors, mice, and more must-have electronics and accessories. When you shop online at Dell.com/deals, you'll have access to leading-edge technology to match your forward-thinking spirit and free shipping on everything. Again, that's Dell.com/deals.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
The Blitz is going to Vegas. Come along for an unforgettable Mega March weekend at Circa Las Vegas, March 27th through the 30th for opening day and the second weekend of the tournament. Thursday, March 27th, celebrate the start of the baseball season and watch all the games at the world's largest sports book, plus the ultimate March Hoops experience. Take in the action in the 6 pools and the 143-foot screen at Stadium Swim. Book now and use promo code BLITZ at CircaLasVegas.com and join Jason and Joe at Circa Resort and Casino.
Wow! Most cars and pickup trucks can have a ceramic film installed by the experts at Mother's Window Tint starting at just $199. That's an incredible price. If you shop around, you'll find that competitors charge hundreds of dollars more. Plus, it's not a one-size-fits-all solution. Mother's Window Tint offers up to 60 different film options to fit all price ranges. Since 1984, Mother's Window Tint has been known as the home of the tint and alarm special. If you're looking to enhance your vehicle security to the highest level, visit Mother's Window Tint today, where security systems start at just $399. Call us at 210-496-3454. That's 210-496-3454. Or visit us online at motherswindowtint.com. And remember, do it at Mother's and save!
America's Diamond has never sold lab-grown diamonds, and we warned our clients, friends, and neighbors that wholesale prices would crash to almost nothing. 2-carat GVS2 lab-grown diamonds are currently being traded at wholesale for $264, but some jewelers are still selling them online for $3,000 to $4,000. Repeat, wholesale $264, retail $3,000 to $4,000. Some retailers are selling 1-carat lab-grown diamonds for under $300, and others are giving them away for free with purchase. Lab-grown diamonds are very easy to detect with gemological equipment. Tens of millions of carats are produced in huge factories in China and India, using a tremendous amount of subsidized electricity supplied by coal-burning power plants. America's Diamond has only offered traditional, real, natural earth-grown diamonds that are rare, extremely beautiful, and have had real value for centuries. See our television program tonight on ABC KSAT 12 at 12:35 a.m. or right now at americasdiamond.com.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, your home for the big game in the Big Easy.
It's showtime! Let's do it!
And the only local station bringing you exclusive wall-to-wall coverage from New Orleans. All brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds. We're live from Radio Row with insider interviews, breaking stories, and all the pregame excitement leading up to the superb hour.
This is exactly where we want to be!
From the biggest names in sports to behind-the-scenes access, we've got it all.
I like this kind of party!
Our AA Best Bail Bonds Radio Row coverage is brought to you in part by Flight by Yingling, Circle Las Vegas, Smoky Moe's Barbecue, Synergenics, Testosterone and Weight Loss, and Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. Your front row seat to the backstage action, live from New Orleans, is 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. You better watch out. Talking football all day. Wanted to grab a little NBA segment here. That's what we'll do last segment of this hour. Couple more deals at the deadline, though. No more like mega deals. The Suns never ended up doing anything.
Not that for lack of trying.
Yeah.
Sounds like Durant turned everything down.
And Bradley Beal turned everything down. So the Suns get stuck kind of where they're at. I don't know. They're going to be better. The Cavaliers get DeAndre Hunter from the Hawks, which is good news if you're a Spurs fan because that's another player out of the way for the Hawks. The Hawks look like they're done.
Yeah.
I think it's really good if he can stay healthy, which has been a problem for him. Having a wing with plus size in the Eastern Conference right now, that's the one thing that the Cavs didn't really have, someone to match up with the Tatums and things like that. Like, it gives them an extra piece defensively that I think they were missing.
Yeah, I get it. They didn't need to do it. That team, I keep telling everybody, every team that has ever done what Cleveland has already done during the regular season, but one, has won the title. Every team that started the way that Cleveland done has had as many win streaks as playing the offense the way they're playing defense the way they're playing, has won the title. I mean, it's in the numbers. They are already head and shoulders above the rest, and then they added something else. But they're not gilding the lily, but they are in better position now than they were, and they were in the best position before.
They have a 5.5-game lead over the Boston Celtics right now. They're in pretty damn good shape, and are 24-4 on their home court. That is pretty damn good. It's right now. It's them and the Thunder, and everybody else is kind of looking at the sky. Right now, those two teams. Which this is how you know I'm a basketball savant. This was my preseason NBA Finals prediction. I'm a genius. I don't like to brag about it, but in this case, clearly I saw the future. And they'll be in the finals, obviously. And like I said, the Thunder will beat the Cavs in the finals.
If they don't make it, it will be an epic collapse. Epic. Teams don't do what they're doing and don't make it.
Now, like you said, getting there is one thing. Would they have to beat the Thunder? Or would just getting there be
I'm
like,
talking
okay.
about getting to the finals.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. Because once those two get there, it's like both of them have done this. They've both been Titans this season.
And OKC's been doing it without one of their best guys.
Which, by the way, guess who's coming back?
This week. He's coming in.
That you talk about getting a trade deadline guy that you didn't have to give up anything for. It's
exactly. And what Cleveland did is they're guarding their yard. They're in pretty good shape. It wasn't an earth-shaking move, but it kind of kept them in the place that they wanted to be. We saw by their actions Atlanta's done. They're checking out for this year.
They are 1-9 in their last 10.
So that's the best news we've gotten for the Spurs.
Why did they have to go and win 20-something games before they tanked?
I don't know what to expect now after what I saw from Dallas last night, because Dallas rolled into Boston and smacked them.
Yeah.
I mean, this is something worthy of paying really close attention to.
I mean, you said it the other day when you saw the roster flash across the screen, like, that's a pretty good team right now.
Respect, and they put it on Boston last night. Not that they're better than Boston, but I think that the outgrowth of this is everybody that's still a Maverick has got a point to prove.
There's a couple fascinating things going on right now as far as win streaks go.
Talking about what's going on up in Portland?
Well,
yikes.
For one, I was going to start with like Memphis is 9. They've won 9 of their last 10. They've won 4 straight. They're playing incredible ball. They're still way behind OKC. The Nuggets, after a really slow start to the season, they've won 5 in a row. They're starting to get it right. The Lakers have won 8 of their last 10, including a win last night, and LeBron becoming the oldest player to ever score 40 points in a game. Totally washed, though. Totally washed that guy. And Minnesota's won 7 of their last 10.
Ant-Man are averaging over 40 a game over the last week.
But you called it. The Portland Trailblazers have now won 6 games in a row. They've won 9 of their last 10.
It's cool. I like this.
I mean, had you told me 2 or 3 weeks ago the Blazers are tanking, it looked like they were.
You got a bunch of kids that suddenly kind of figured out how to win some basketball games. Anthony Simmons got 30 last night. DeAndre Ayton is playing. Klingon is a legitimate big in the NBA. There's some fun in Portland. I don't think it's going to last.
I don't think. I mean, they just don't have the talent to make it last. But it's nice to see a team that could be tanking going out and playing hard every night.
You remember what the Spurs did last year? They reached a point where they did the math and said, no matter what we do now, ping pong balls are in place. We're going to get us to Stephen Castle, so we're not worried about it. And they went out and had a winning record in March. I mean, they won some basketball games and did it impressively. They unleashed Wemby. And I get the sense that Portland has done the math, and they know that they're going to be close to the play, and they don't necessarily have to get a bunch of ping pong balls to get better. And let's go win some basketball games, combined with the kids are getting older. They're just learning how to win some basketball games in the dregs of the season. This is the time of year where there's some teams that are turning off the lights. Even though it looks like they're home, they ain't. So Portland's kind of benefiting from that as well.
Pelicans have moved into last place in the Western Conference, having lost 7 straight games.
Goodbye, Brandon Ingram. Goodbye, attempt.
And really, really odd to see. The Wizards are the worst team in the league by record, certainly. They are 9-41 right now, but they've won 3 in a row out of nowhere. Like
on the road, too.
Like what's going on with this?
I think it is a product of you know, the Tuesday nights in February, you know, you're flying into town or you're going into work and it's blowing snow, you're 20 games below any kind of playoff, and you're playing a bad team, you're just not ready to play. And teams like Portland and Spurs in the past and the Wizards in February benefit from nights like that where it's just, we're not all here, Coach. We're just not all into it tonight. We hope to do better tomorrow.
And then on the bad side of things, the Houston Rockets, as good as they were a couple weeks ago, they've now lost 5 straight games. They're in a bit of a tailspin.
How did this happen? How did they go from just blistering heat?
I think it's just
the trade deadline. I think threw them into the.
It's the factor of being a young team.
Yeah, and
you're going to have ups and downs.
And you're the last week, their 3 studs, young kids, Jalen and Amon and
Sengun.
Well, I think Sengun was safe. The other kid, the Auburn kid, those 3 young players, all.
Jabari Smith.
And Jabari had all been mentioned in trade rumors, and I think that does affect the kids. I think it affected the Spurs for a game or two, and I think it did for Houston as well.
Well, the Spurs in action tonight. They're at Charlotte, a game that they should win. Vegas seems to think they are going to win. What do you think the line is, San Antonio at Charlotte?
If I was I'd say 6.
How about Spurs minus 10.5 points?
Gee whiz. Again,
that's a
Vegas.
Crazy number.
Well, Vegas is seeing this. Charlotte's done. What's the point?
Yeah.
Injured, banged up, and we got a new dude that busted 24-13 in his first game with 1 turnover. That's too much to ask of this young team on the road, though.
Which, by the way, that is the 3rd biggest line of the night.
Can you imagine the Spurs beating anybody by 13 on the road?
That seems crazy,
It just doesn't feel – I mean, they're – certainly capable of it, and they've done it already this year. They put one on Denver a couple months.
Put it into perspective. The Suns are at home tonight hosting the Jazz,
who are equally as bad.
What do you think that number is?
I would think 13 is what I would hang, but
that's 9.5.
I don't get that.
So why are the Spurs 10.5-point road favorites? There's a 17.5-point road favorite tonight. Cleveland at the Wizards.
And we just talked about the Heat at Wizards. You know, it might be a day to take some underdogs.
And there is a 20-point home favorite. The OKC Thunder host the Toronto Raptors.
That's crazy.
20-point favorites.
You know what? I'm going to take 3 underdogs today. That's crazy. No, you don't bet 20-point lines in the NBA.
Crazy,
I don't
man.
care what month it is.
All right, 1 hour to go before we let you guys go for Super Bowl weekend. We'll check the results of our poll that we put up coming up next. Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville.
Ahead of the field and throws it down with a right hand.
Your home for the NBA.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radio.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Perfect for instant contact with an aging parent. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get an extra 60% off, free UPS shipping, and add code RADIO for an extra 5% off.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Make it your New Year's resolution to drink better beer. Hopadillo, Love Street, Crawford Bach. There's something for everyone in Carbach's lineup. They're all over the city. You can get it in H-E-B and all your liquor stores. But at the bars and restaurants, always make sure to ask for a Carbach.
The following is a dramatization.
Davis Law Firm, how can I help?
That guy pulled out in front of me out of nowhere. The police are on their way, but I'm really shaken up.
Don't worry. We're going to get you taken care of. You made the right call.
I'm Jeff Davis. If you've been hurt in a car, truck, or 18-wheeler wreck, call Davis Law Firm at 444-4444. We're ready to help day or night, and there's no fee unless we win.
Davis Law Firm, San Antonio.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40 and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-694-1010. That's 1-800-694-1010. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. 1-800-694-1010. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Hey, it's James Pledger. Have you played Pick 6 from DraftKings? Well, you better get on it. It's Super Bowl 59, the last time to play NFL Pick 6 this season. As the official daily fantasy sports partner of the NFL, DraftKings does fantasy sports like nobody else. Play for better payouts on Pick 6. It's super easy to get started. Just select 2 or more players, choose if they'll have more or less of a stat, like touchdowns, yardage, sacks, and more. And DraftKings is making it even sweeter for first-timers. New Pick 6 customers play $5 to get $59 in Pick 6 credits. Win more cash on Pick 6. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app and use code KTFM. That's code KTFM for new customers to play $5 and get $59 in Pick 6 credits. Only on DraftKings Pick 6. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 18 plus. Age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Void where prohibited. 1 per new customer. Bonus award is non-withdrawable Pick 6 credits that expire in 14 days. Limited time offer. See terms at pick6.draftkings.com/promos.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-505-9603, 800-505-9603, 800-505-9603.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half-off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Looks like a new trouble spot on 35 southbound at Walters, east side of town. That stall is taking up a right lane. Expect stop and go to start right around Splash Town. 281 northbound Josephine, Grayson Street. Got a stall that's off to the shoulder. Another on 281 northbound Danella, north side of town. That one is blocking the median. That wreck at 410 northbound on-ramp from Rigsby has cleared. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
The San Antonio Spurs continue the rodeo road trip tonight in Charlotte when they take on the Hornets. Tip-off is set for 6. It'll be televised on the FanDuel Sports Network. The NFL honored its best last night, giving the MVP to Bills quarterback Josh Allen, who beat out Lamar Jackson and Saquon Barkley, who was the offensive player of the year. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the final countdown. Oh, I got to do it in share one.
We can just let that song just die the death that it died 40 years ago. Let it go. Let it go. It wasn't any good then. It was a microwave timer.
All right, let's close out the poll, Vic.
All right.
Let's see what the people think. What do the Brigade Bar folk think?
Is this going to require math?
There it is.
Chiefs 61%, Eagles 38%. I feel like that doesn't add up, but okay. There was no third choice, right?
Well, that means an odd number of people voted.
That's one or the other.
Oh, well, 59 votes.
There you go. See,
59 votes it is. All right. Well, there you go.
Well, I'm in the minority. I wonder how many people are angry about their choice of the Chiefs. Like, yeah, they're gonna win. I don't want them to.
Me?
But they're gonna.
Yeah, like me. Yeah, like, ugh, gross. But
you got it. It's there.
It's what I think is going to happen.
Is there a prop for Swiftie sightings?
Oh, I'm sure there will be. I'm sure there will be.
Oh yeah.
Those.
How many times she'll be on camera?
So if you want to do props like that, so the props that are done here in the U.S. are much more limited. So particularly, it goes in order. The props at Vegas books are ultra limited.
Right.
Okay.
Props at like DraftKings and FanDuel, where you've got very small limits.
Okay.
Those they exist, but they're
there to get you to do something else.
Right. You look at the offshores, the BetUS, BetOnline, those types. That's where you can find the most absurd props. It'll be like, will Travis Kelce wear sunglasses when he's first shown on camera walking into the like stuff like that? Like when he's walking into the building, will they show him wearing sunglasses or not? Yeah. So the less regulated the book is, the more nonsensical bets they're going to offer. And they'll find a way to not pay you out one way or the other. They'll be like, oh, well, those were prescription sunglasses, so that doesn't count. Great. Freedom Ride says, stop hating on small market teams, Rob. I didn't think you did that again.
What small market team?
I don't know. I think he's
like Kansas City.
I think he's falling into his into Old Reliable, that you hate small market franchises.
I do. I hate them. I think they should. I think every team should play in New York, Los Angeles, or Chicago. Just put them all there in one field.
Yes. Jacob says, "Will Travis propose on the podium?"
Oh, please.
That's
no. Can we
plus
can we
800?
That
plus 800
MVP, and then takes a knee at midfield. And grabs beautiful Taylor's
what a fairy
tale.
What a fairy tale ending. What if she says no?
And then she goes, "No, I'm holding out for Harry Styles."
I saw a video of I got my loser tattoo for fantasy football. There's a guy who finished last place in his fantasy league, and his punishment was he had to propose to his girlfriend that he'd been dating for a month.
Oh, no. Did he do it?
They filmed it. And but they were he was about to cry. He didn't want to do it. He's like, I actually like her. You're gonna ruin this. And they got her in on the deal.
Oh, okay. All right, then I'm in.
Good,
all right. At that point, I was like, this is a miserable punishment
because
while
it's
he's
cruel to
suffering,
her.
he's gonna crush her.
So he does it, and then he's like, I know we haven't been together long, and he goes down on one end. She's like, oh my God, yes. Oh my God, yes.
Thank goodness you asked, because I'm pregnant.
And you see, it's exactly what she said. That's exactly what she said. And you see his head drop, and he's just like, oh
my God.
My life is over.
And then he's like while they do all this hugging, and then he's like, I've got to use the restroom. I'll be right back. And he walks
disappears, never to be seen again.
Nice.
That's a league I do not want to play in.
That's a hardcore league.
Ooh, you want to talk about making some trade deadline deals?
Listen, man.
I'll give you $1,000 right now for Josh Allen.
That's hardcore. Hardcore. Now my league is just a tattoo. It could be way worse, apparently. Way
Is that the
worse
worst it's been? like a tattoo? Is that
That's
the consequence?
That's the worst consequence. I mean,
Okay.
our league, that is the every
worst.
year that's the standard for last place.
Yeah, that's what I was.
I've never been in a league with more dire consequence than that.
Yeah, and I wouldn't do it now. Definitely
Yeah, I see
not.
some stuff on.
Well, I mean, the
social
random
media,
ones where you're
yeah.
sitting in a Waffle House for 24 hours and things like that.
That would be funny. We should do one of those at the station here.
Yeah.
And I think,
Vic will just have to see there for 24 hours because he can't eat anything at Waffle House.
and you can, I think you can
'Cause they're
eliminate an hour per plate.
Yeah, it's like
of pancakes.
strawberries.
Every time you eat a waffle, you take 1 hour off your punishment. But Vic can't eat waffles, so he's like he'll just sit there and.
I could just eat the toppings.
After 24
maybe.
hours, you'd be behind the counter cooking.
Oh yeah.
Hey, you want to just get to work over here? You're not doing anything.
Yeah.
Gary says, hoping that my Chiefs upset Nick Sirianni yet again. They won't upset him this time. The Chiefs are the favorites this time, but he says I loathe that guy. Yeah, Nick Sirianni's he's not quite Ryan Day level for me, but I can't look at him and not go, I don't like that guy.
Yeah,
there is something about, and that's totally unfair. But just looking at him, I say,
I want to hit him.
I don't like him.
There's something about him just kind of smarmy.
I don't like guys that look like Nick Sirianni.
He's got beady eyes.
Yeah,
he does. I'm not making this up. He's got beady eyes.
And it's terrible of me to to judge how I feel about people based on their appearance, but I do.
He's got beady eyes. He's a little shifty.
Because I know people they look at me sometimes and they're like, I hate that guy.
I mean,
and that's okay, because I do it too.
You can prove otherwise. But when I first think of Sirianni, I think of that dude's a little shifty.
Yeah, I don't trust him. I don't trust him at all. All right, what else is going on in the world of sports, you may wonder? The Hall of Fame class was announced yesterday.
Little tiny one, little tiny class.
The smallest Hall of Fame class since 2005. The inductees, Antonio Gates, which I think is a no-brainer.
No doubt.
Eric Allen, a cornerback. Defensive end Jared Allen. Wide receiver Sterling Sharp.
Kind of a down year. Kind of a.
This is a bummy class. Let's just call it what it is.
You feel like they're making amends. We're making up for. Because Antonio Gates, yes, there's no question. Every one of those guys, you go, they're not already
but
in.
Antonio Gates is your headliner?
Well, I mean, tight end ain't a big.
That's
the best one?
He's like he's the biggest name, certainly.
Well, I mean, they could have made it a lot more interesting and thrown Eli in. And by the votes,
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask.
if
What about
Eli
Eli?
would have been in, we go, oh, this is a interesting class. Now we just look at it and go, well, they all.
So the last time that only 4 people got in was 2005. Now that year was Dan Marino, Steve Young, Fritz Pollard, and Benny Friedman.
Benny Friedman?
That's a made-up person.
What team was that?
I don't even
he was
know.
in charge of craft services.
I've got no idea who that person is. But when you've got Marino and Steve Young at the top, it's like, who cares? You could throw in a bunch of nonsense and no one cares, or throw in if there's nothing else, like no one cares because you've got a worthy crop. Here, it's like if Antonio Gates is your headliner, you might want to do something to fill your building. Make people interested, because otherwise,
because he's been gone for a minute.
Now,
it's
a minute.
For
me, personally, I think that the most deserving guy who didn't get in is Luke Kuechly. It was first year for Luke Kuechly, first year for Eli, and first year for Adam Vinatieri. And none of them got in.
Eli will get in, Kuechly will get in next year, Vinatieri won't get in next year.
But he'll get in.
No, he'll get in. But I think Kuechly, they delayed because he retired too fast.
The other one that didn't get in, I can't believe they didn't put him in. Terrell Suggs. Terrell Suggs I thought was automatic, right?
I actually thought he was already in.
No.
You know what I mean?
He was a finalist this year and didn't get in.
Is he a product, or is he suffering because his defense was so good it wasn't just him?
That's crazy if so. I mean, when I think of that defense, I think of Ray Lewis and Terrell Suggs. Like, those were the two guys. Those were the,
No, I agree. I, honest to God, thought he was already in.
And Ed Reed. I guess Ed Reed is in that group.
Yeah, I think
that's the
maybe
3 guys.
He's a product that, like, Woodson had to wait forever because he was on a defense that had a lot of other dudes.
But Terrell Suggs was the pass rusher.
That's why I thought he was in.
Yeah.
T-sizzle.
The Sterling Sharp thing is weird. He had a short career. He played from 88 to 94, and in that time, he led the league in receptions 3 times, but also he hurt his neck, and that was it. That was the end of
him. That Green Bay offense with Holmgren and Favre, and Sterling was the recipient, but Favre was the star, and he was gone so quickly. But while he was there, it's just like Kuechly. I guess they decided we're only going to let one short-timer in this year. They opened the door with Terrell Davis a couple years ago. You were great, but just for a short amount of time. Now Kuechly, who should be in, my gosh, for one, he was in there as the greatest linebacker in the league for several years, just not for very long. They're making him wait. This guy gets in.
Yeah.
We'll get 1 year in.
Like I said, I was surprised at some of these guys. And, so Torrey Holt isn't in.
Again,
but Sterling Sharp is?
Well, I think Torrey's one of those guys who will get in, but he's a product of a bunch of other dudes. I mean, that was the offense, and he was not the best on that offense. I mean, there was another wide receiver on the other side that was probably a little bit better than him.
But, yeah, so maybe a couple surprises. Darren Woodson not getting – the other one, Reggie Wayne. Like, you're putting in Sterling Sharp before Reggie Wayne? You're putting in Sterling Sharp before Steve Smith?
Wow.
That's not right.
Smith had an MVP.
Did he?
Yeah.
No.
Steve Smith Jr. Yeah, he had an MVP with Carolina. Yes, he did.
A league MVP?
Yes. Don't you remember the year?
No. That's crazy.
Didn't he get leave? I believe if he wasn't, he was first or second at wide receiver. Yes.
I can't believe that would be possible, but I mean, maybe you're right, and I don't know. Let's see. Steve Smith, Pro Football Reference. Let's see. No. No.
Top 3 vote?
He was a 2-time first-team All-Pro.
What years?
His rookie year.
No, it was not that year.
Which was 2001, and then again in 2005.
The 5 year, I think he was top 3 or 4 in MVP voting.
He was the comeback player of the year.
Maybe that's what I'm remembering.
Yeah, but he had a big year, 1,500 yards, 12 touchdowns. But no, I feel like I would remember.
We're getting to these guys that the length of the careers is no longer what it was.
Right.
We're not getting those guys that played 15 years, and we're now having to deal with guys that had 4 years of sustained greatness.
But I'm kind of willing to reward a guy.
I'm not against it, but
Steve Smith, I think, was fantastic and played for a long time.
Well, his game wasn't what it was by the end. But for 4 or 5 years.
He played 15 years in the league.
But when was the last time you remember him playing? You know what I mean? I think when we talk about Kuechly, great for a short time. Sterling, he's out because of a neck injury. He would have been great for a lot longer. But he was forced out. Kuechly decided to leave. We've already put in Terrell Davis. These short-term greats. And Jared Allen this year.
Yeah, Jared Allen.
Short-term greatness. That wasn't sustained over a decade. It was 4 years of don't go to Minnesota. But after, and then it was gone. It was these guys need to get in fast. If you don't put them in fast, you don't remember who they were. There's a lot of people don't remember Luke Kuechly. I mean, seriously, he hadn't been gone that long. And you go, who? Oh, yeah, I remember. So these short-term studs that didn't sustain, you better put them in the first 7 years of retirement, or nobody will remember who the hell they were.
So now with the guys that we just mentioned, so Willie Anderson, who didn't get in this year, one of the great tackles of all time, Torrey Holt, Luke Kuechly, Eli Manning, Steve Smith, Terrell Suggs, Adam Vinatieri, Fred Taylor, who is a stat compiler, but his stats are wild.
Everyone you just mentioned, I believe, will get in. Fred Taylor, that's going to be a tough one.
Reggie Wayne and Darren Woodson got left out this year. Next year,
it gets thick.
The list, there are 2. I mean, if they're not in the first ballot Hall of Fame, like the Hall of Fame's broken. Larry Fitzgerald is going to be on. He's going to get in next year, first try, and if he doesn't, there's something wrong.
One, because the numbers there too. He's a nice guy, so nobody has any problem voting against him.
The other one's Drew Brees. Drew Brees' first year next year. He's a lock. The other guys who have their first year next year, Phillip Rivers, who I don't think will get in right away,
but Eli will,
if at all. Jason Witten, who I don't think will get in right away.
How long did Gates have to wait?
I think this was his first year.
Was his first year available?
I think so, yeah.
Really?
I think so.
He's only been gone 5 years?
Yeah. Frank Gore his first year, and Frank Gore is he'll
get in.
It's very much like Fred Taylor. Like you think, oh, Frank Gore, he wasn't that good, and then you look at the all-time rushing leaders, and you're like, oh.
Yeah, I think Gore has a much better chance than Fred Taylor.
Frank Gore is the Craig Biggio of running backs.
There's worse things to be called.
Yeah, like he is. Like at the end of the day, you look up and you go, "Wow, that's a lot of numbers."
Honestly,
but he was never like the best running back in the league. Never even close to it.
But he was around for 20 years and good all the time he was doing it. When you hear Fred Taylor, do you go, "Oh, he's in"? I don't.
I don't think that
he's
way.
going to get in.
But I do. When you look at the all-time rushing leaders list, and you say
running backs, man, you got to be great.
Fred Taylor has more career rushing yards than O.J. Simpson.
Well,
it's like, wow, okay. Fred Taylor is 17th on the all-time rushing list,
and I guess by that number, he belongs in the Hall of Fame. Just on that. But when I think of Fred Taylor, I think of a very good player for several years on some average to good teams.
The thing is,
but I don't.
The door got opened for guys like that by Curtis Martin. Curtis Martin was the OG stat compiler. He was always like...
He is indeed Curtis Martin.
He was an okay player, but he played for long enough. I mean...
Yeah, you defined what he is. He is the Curtis Martin recipient of the Running Back Hall of Fame. Good enough for long enough.
But here, Fred Taylor, career 4.6 yards per carry. Curtis Martin, 4.0. So, like... Yeah, that's why I say But Frank Gore, where do you think Frank Gore sits on the all-time rushing yards list?
I think he's in the top 5, and I wonder what's he going to go in as, a 49er? What does he go in as?
I'm guessing a 49er. That's where he played the majority of his career. Like I don't think he played anywhere else more than 2 or 3 years. Frank Gore is 3rd on the all-time rushing list behind Emmitt Smith and Walter Payton, and he retired 103 yards. Or no, excuse me, 726 yards behind Walter Payton. That's why So Frank Gore, more career rushing yards than Barry Sanders.
Yeah.
The only guys in the top 15 of all time that aren't in the Hall of Fame are Frank Gore and Adrian Peterson, who will eventually be.
Didn't Gore play long enough to play at the same time? Is he on the same team with his son?
No,
I mean,
no.
They were in the same game or something close.
No. His son played college ball until last year.
Oh, okay.
So
you didn't have an older one?
Anyway, I don't think so.
Felt like there was something like he could have played in the same time with his kid.
I mean, he was getting close. And Adrian Peterson is 5th all time. He's not eligible yet because he last played in 2021. But my assumption is Adrian Peterson's a Hall of Famer as well. So you get into that top 20 range. The one guy who's in the top 20, the 2 guys at the bottom end of the top 20 that aren't in, Fred Taylor, who the book is out on. The other one's Steven Jackson. And
he won't get in.
I don't think he will.
Hall of Fame running back.
But he's 18th on the all-time list. And Derrick Henry, who's 19th, but is not eligible, obviously, because he's still playing and will likely he'll be much higher than 19th. Probably by this time next year, he'll be in the top 15. So
easily. I mean,
every year he plays, he's going to keep climbing the mountains. So, all right, let's hit a break, and when we come back, we'll look at what's going on in the world outside of sports. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. As you head into your midday commute, some debris in the roadway reported on 410 southbound, that off-ramp to FM 78 east side of town. West side of town on 151 westbound Callahan, that's a stall now onto the shoulder. Downtown, a whole lot of road work is causing delays. 35 lower level, southbound Main Street to just past Cesar Chavez. That's got the roadway reduced to 1 lane. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, your home for Super Bowl 59.
I like this kind of party.
The Philadelphia Eagles face the Kansas City Chiefs Sunday at 5:30. The Chiefs, led by MVP quarterback Patrick Mahomes, aims for an unprecedented 3rd consecutive Super Bowl victory, a feat never achieved in NFL history. Meanwhile, the Eagles, with a formidable defense and a dynamic offense, are ready to challenge the reigning champions. Don't miss a moment of this historic matchup presented locally by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. Sunday at 5:30 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your home for Super Bowl 59.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radio.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Business owners can now keep in touch with up to 200 staff members at one time. Go to rapidradios.com now for up to 60% off and free shipping.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it. Did you know that 1 in 4 people seeking treatment for ED are under 40? So you're not alone. And even better, HIMS can help. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs at up to 95% less than the brand names when you get started at hims.com/joy. It all starts with an online intake form. From there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. Through hims.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Millions of men experience ED, but HIMS can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
It was a good game.
It was a good game. It really was fun to watch.
But it's funny hearing JD's comments.
At some point, somebody pointed at another player, and that's a penalty.
He didn't flip him off. He didn't call his mother a name.
He knocked him 6 feet down the field and then pointed at him. That's taunting.
Football is gay. I'm just saying.
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Catch the John Clay Wolf Show Saturdays from 9 a.m. to noon right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
George gets justice. At George Salinas Injury Lawyers, we are the ones you can trust. With over 100 years of combined experience, we are committed to helping people in our local community. Get George Salinas Injury Lawyers and put our experience to work for you and your case. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers today at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com. George gets justice. GetGeorge.com.
At Round Table Pizza, our signature ingredients like made-from-scratch dough, our 3-cheese blend, and toppings all the way to the edge create your perfect pizza. Try our new pepperoni, grilled chicken, and bacon pizza, available for a limited time. You can enjoy a large for only $19.99 at participating locations. Plus, pair your pizza with our irresistible shareables. To find your nearest location or to order for pickup or delivery, head to roundtablepizza.com. That's roundtablepizza.com.
Don't let pain hold you back from living your best life. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett with Arasti. At Arasti, we're dedicated to providing fast, effective relief from pain. Whether you've been dealing with a chronic discomfort for years or have recently suffered an injury, our goal is to help you recover quickly. Our treatment is all natural, non-invasive, and covered by most insurance plans. With convenient locations nearby, relief is just a call away. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
Hi everybody, Joe Reinagle here for the Golf Club of Texas. I absolutely love the Golf Club of Texas. They've made so many improvements to the golf course, from brand new cart paths to resodding the greens and fairways. You might think it's a private club, but it's not. It's open to the public 7 days a week. Best rates are always online at golfclubtexas.com. That's golfclubtexas.com. The Golf Club of Texas, you know where it is, right there off Briggs Ranch Road off Highway 90. The Golf Club of Texas is the friendliest golf course in Texas.
On Super Sunday, you could be the crunch time hero. PorkRinds.com is bringing you a game-changing twist to your big day because it's also Pork Rind Appreciation Day. The crispy, crunchy, crave-worthy snack you love deserves its moment. PorkRinds.com is celebrating by giving you a chance to win tickets to the 2026 big game in Santa Clara. Enter at PorkRinds.com and become your own crunch time hero. This Super Sunday, make sure your snack game is on point. Celebrate Pork Rind Appreciation Day. Get in on the action at PorkRinds.com.
The Gomez Law Firm has been San Antonio's trusted law firm for 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here with us today. Jose, tell us about the cases you all specialize in.
We do ride-sharing cases, we do 18-wheeler cases, work injuries. We will be happy to take a look at and see if we can help.
If you or your family have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, you need to visit joegomezlaw.com. Call the Gomez Law Firm at 736-4040.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
My check engine light's on?
That could hurt your gas mileage. The AutoZone free Fix Finder service can help find the fix for free.
This whole report for free?
That's right, printed and on your phone for free.
But what if the fix is too tough?
We'll recommend a local shop. Fix Finder, only at AutoZone.
AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Rob and I, Vic, during the break, were having really, really important man talk.
Oh, yeah.
About
who was your first?
What movie?
When you were alone.
What movies we?
What awoken the beast?
We pleasured ourselves to back in the day, in our childhoods. And I gave
I gave the Phoebe Cates as the given.
Yeah, yours is an easy one. Mine was probably a little more out of left field.
That one was out there.
When I told you guys that as a youth,
impure thoughts.
I had impure thoughts to the Wizard of Oz.
Wizard of Oz. That's a little different. I was trying to think, is there a movie that at my age?
Listen, man, there's something about a girl who's been like she's homeless because a tornado blew her house down. It's like that turns me on so much.
No, it was the red shoes, brother.
Oh,
the red shoes.
Man, she had that little dress and she was carrying her basket. Oh. No. That was an OG purse dog. It's like, gosh, she was so hot.
Or Sigourney Weaver and Alien.
Oh, no.
Which one?
Alien.
That's a weird one. I don't find Sigourney Weaver attractive ever.
You got to see unders. You got to see the...
that was big back then.
That mattered.
I never thought she was attractive.
No, I didn't. That was very big
I never thought she was attractive, but it did matter.
Yeah.
I couldn't do that.
Well, I mean, you had other stuff going on, but I can see if it was a different movie.
Yeah.
Or different. If there wasn't an alien.
Wasn't for me.
Spitting acid.
Judy Garland in Wizard of Oz she hit my my homeless girl fetish.
That's what you have.
Especially, I don't like girls who are homeless because of drug addiction. I like girls who are homeless because of natural disasters.
For perfectly good reasons.
That turns me on so
tornadoes and witchcraft. I feel like we've besmirched Judy Garland's name.
The reason the conversation came up is we were talking about, like, Vic and I were talking about, like, when people say crazy thing, like Kanye's saying all these crazy things on Twitter today. And I was like, before Judy Garland died, she was like she was a raving lunatic. And she was like, you don't know what it's like to be famous. Yeah. Only I know.
She's a little awkward.
Oh, she was insane. And she's like, I drink the bloods of demons to stay youthful.
Yeah, all right.
She's a crazy person.
She's Liza Minnelli's mother, right?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. And you would think
crazy begets crazy.
And you would think I would, in turn, be attracted to Liza Minnelli, but no, it skipped a generation.
There's something going on there.
But young Judy Garland, young, displaced by natural disaster Judy Garland, it was,
I was kind of into The Witch.
You like The Witch?
I always wondered what Wicked was a whole thing.
I wonder what that witch would have looked like if she wasn't green. I
was about the one underneath the house. I like the socks.
Oh, the Good Witch?
Well, that's the one that Wicked's about, right?
I don't know. I haven't seen it.
I haven't either.
I don't like movies like that. I only like movies with sexy homeless girls.
Which one does Ariana Grande play? Which one's that little skinny one that needs a sandwich play? She seems homeless.
SRS says, WTF, super cringe, two grown-ass men talking about whack attack. That being said, 9.5 weeks.
There you
That's
go.
strong.
Thank you.
That's
there
strong.
You go. That's strong. Strong choice. Strong choice.
Yeah, Behan and Fast Times at Ridgemont High. That's
that's Phoebe Cates. We all did that.
That's a given. That's a given.
That
Everyone
movie needed an intermission. All right, all guys, you're going to give you 10 minutes. We're going to stop the film.
Yeah.
We'll give you 10 minutes, and there's lotion and napkins in the bathroom.
I'm pretty sure that's how Pee Wee Herman went to jail.
Pretty much, that's what it was.
I think it's
Last American Virgin. Remember that movie, Last American Virgin?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
That was the curly-haired girl that was in...
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I've never
I can't
seen
remember
that.
her name. Yeah, you need to watch that one.
Okay.
$2. She was the French girl in Better Off Dead.
That's right.
Oh, and B. Hannon says later on it was American Pie. Oh,
yeah. Ooh, we've all had some apple pie.
Oh, yes. That's Shannon Elizabeth. She was
That
something.
worked out, didn't it?
She was something, man. What a gal.
Yeah, what a gal.
All right.
Made a lot of men.
Yeah, a man in Southington, Connecticut.
Sounds rich.
It does. Well, this guy, I don't know that he is. He's been charged with impersonating a police officer at a local grocery store.
Why?
It's a good question. 43-year-old Seth Tickener of West Hartford got into a fight in a parking lot of the Stop and Shop on North Main Street. Witnesses told police that Tickener said he was a Southington officer and gave a badge number. I think he was probably trying to get out of trouble for fighting. But no, because he didn't have a badge number and actually wasn't an officer, he was arrested and charged with impersonation of a police officer and breach of peace, released on $50,000 bond, set to appear in court on February 14th.
$50,000 bond for this? He's done other stuff.
So when you say, like, God, man, that intimidating a police officer. So if I just say, oh, I'm a cop, like, you can haul me off to jail?
Well, like I said, I think he's done some other stuff.
I thought that meant like he was going in and like trying to say, hey,
Yeah. Let me see your driver's license. You were speeding
like
back
pull
there.
you over or something. Like that's what I thought. I thought like you just tell somebody you're a cop. Now you're going to jail.
He might have had a rape kit in his car. That seems like an awful lot for a dude just trying to.
Yeah, there's got to be something else to it, but I don't know. Elsewhere in the world, Russians were told, and guys, this is why I tell you all the time, don't trust the government. The government lies to you. And quite frankly, I don't care what government it is. The government lies to you. In Moscow, the governor of Russia's Astrakhan region told residents not to panic on Wednesday after its main city, which is close to a huge gas chemical complex that was attacked by Ukrainian drones this week, was enveloped in a cloud of natural gas. Don't worry, guys. The smell was the result of work to restart production at the plant.
Just no one light a match.
Dear citizens, this morning, the city was covered by a cloud of natural gas, which has specific smell that appears after processing. Specialists are carrying out restoration work and have started to launch production this morning. Now the startup and adjustment process is underway, including the launch of flare burning. Do not worry about chemicals. This cannot harm you. There's nothing to worry about. Natural gas is not hazardous to health in open spaces. I want to warn the residents of Astrakhan in the coming days before the plant returns to its scheduled operating mode. Such situations are entirely possible. Do not panic. Everything is fine. I don't know. Like, when you're telling me natural gas isn't dangerous.
It's not dangerous. Just take a deep breath. It tastes like victory.
I think you're wrong, friend.
Anybody who's lived down in the Gregory, Portland area, they know what we're talking about. That smells good.
The Astrakhan plant is among the world's largest gas chemical plants. It processed 1.8 million tons of stable gas condensate and produced 800,000 tons of gasoline, 600,000 tons of diesel, and 300,000 tons of fuel oil in 2024 alone.
Okay, what's the difference between a ton of gas and a bunch of gallons of gas?
Well, gallons measure volume and tons measure weight.
Well,
Rob.
why would they tell us the weight instead of the volume?
I don't know. The numbers are probably more striking.
Odd.
Probably more striking.
600,000 tons of diesel.
When you say ton, that you go, oh, that's a lot.
Well,
when you say
with
gallon,
gallons,
you
it would
go,
have been even more.
That's what the grocery store has.
Well, you'd have said like 1.2 billion gallons.
Yeah, maybe so. Maybe so.
It's very interesting math, and I'm just going to trust the Russians whenever they tell me.
I don't trust the government, but definitely don't trust the Russian government. I'm a full believer in that, and I'm sorry if any Russians are listening and offended by it.
Just enjoy it.
I'm
no one light a match.
Right.
Please, please, no one light a match.
there's a fine young lady from Wisconsin who was visiting West Virginia. She was found unresponsive in her vehicle and is now charged with 5 counts of DUI. And you might say, well, why have 5 counts of DUI? They found this lady, Nicole Coyne, who's 40 years old, and I don't know. She's like an arrested 8, maybe an arrested 9, a mugshot 9.
She probably made one of those websites for a hot.
Is that a mugshot 9?
Mugshot. She's pretty solid.
Oh, that's a good 9.
Mugshot 9.
She doesn't have any open wounds.
No
or
open
bruises.
sores.
No bruising.
No scars.
None, not that we can see.
She was slumped over the center console of her vehicle and unresponsive at 11 p.m. at a Taco Bell. Now, the real problem here was there were multiple cans of craft beer found scattered across the console. So she wasn't drinking
good beer.
She was drinking the good stuff. All right. The bad thing is, though, the reason why she's got 5 charges is her 5 children were in the car. All ranging from 2 months old to 6 years old. The infant was not secured in a car seat, was crying hysterically. The other children were found with soiled diapers and urine-covered clothing.
Well, there's a certain place for her.
So
it's not amongst the free.
Here's my thought. If she's at a Taco Bell at 11 p.m. passed out drunk, and her kids have had time to, like, soil themselves, even, like, the 6-year-old.
Did anybody notice?
I want to know exactly what time she started partying. Because
a week before?
Yeah, like, that doesn't happen instantly. Like, you don't you don't take a shot and then find yourself passed out in a Taco Bell parking lot. It takes work.
Yeah, this escalated at a point.
Yeah. And she's 40. She ought to be able to handle a little bit. Couple craft beers. I don't know. Maybe she was drinking
craft beers and Taco Bell.
And Everclear, probably.
Deputies said they were able to wake her after multiple attempts. And they observed the smell of alcohol, bloodshot eyes, and slurred speech. She's also accused of not being able to provide her name or date of birth and was unable to walk. She didn't blow. Like, I want to know what her breath was, because if you can't walk,
too high for the meter.
Oh man, she's currently being held on a $5,000 bond. So there you go. That's what's happening in the world outside of sports. I like to keep everyone up to date on that.
Yeah.
The whole world's in New Orleans right now.
Oh, they are.
That's where it all is.
All right, let's hit our last break. We'll come back. We'll take a look at the daily lines. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I got to tell you guys about Cerebral. That's right. Mental health is a real thing. I didn't believe in mental health for a long time. And, I've had jobs in the past where it's like it was really tested. My belief was tested. And I'm telling you now, getting a little help can go a long way. And if you're ever scrolling through social media and you're looking at how perfect everybody's life looks and wondering what's going on with yours, it sucks. But it's really hard to not get wrapped up in how everyone else is doing. What you need to do is take a little time to focus on yourself. That's where Cerebral comes in. They make it easier than ever to access dedicated therapists and doctor-prescribed medication, personalized to you, and it's in-network care, so you can focus on feeling better without worrying about the cost. At one point in my life, I was dealing with a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety. Hell, even now, I'm dealing with a life transition where my family's, thousands of miles away. Sometimes it's just good to have someone to talk to, and if you haven't tried Cerebral, I highly recommend it. They make mental health care easy, accessible, and affordable. They're even the official sponsor of the Spurs. Just like athletes prioritize their physical health, that mental health is just as important, and Cerebral's there to help you build a strong foundation to your overall well-being. So take that first step today. Visit Cerebral.com to see how affordable and accessible mental health care can be with insurance. Cerebral. Make time for Mind Time.
Time is up. The IRS is in full collection mode for 2024, issuing liens, levies, and garnishments to anyone who has a past tax debt or unfiled tax returns. Don't wait till it's too late. Your paycheck and bank accounts are at risk of being seized. Call now and stop the collection process today. If you're living check to check, no matter how much you're making, you still may qualify for the Fresh Start programs offered by the IRS to reduce or even eliminate your tax debt. It's just a 5-minute call to get your options, and it's free. If you owe back taxes, have years of unfiled tax returns, under audit, have a wage or bank levy, or finally just want to sleep better, business or personal, call the experts at Republic Tax Relief while there's still time. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, and tough. This veteran-owned company has the fight you need to take on the IRS. Don't go at it alone. The call is free. Call their hotline number now, 800-298-6544. That's 800-298-6544. Find out if you qualify today. Call 800-298-6544 or go to republictaxrelief.com.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-505-9603, 800-505-9603, 800-505-9603.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40 and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-694-1010. That's 1-800-694-1010. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. 1-800-694-1010. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Jackson Hewitt makes taxes feel like a yacht rock song.
April breeze, give me my biggest tax refund, please. You, me, and a lifetime accuracy guarantee.
And now get $100 just to try Jackson Hewitt. Does your tax person do that?
Say goodbye to that no guarantee tax guy.
Ready to sail through tax season? Go to Jackson Hewitt and you'll be... Limited time offer for new clients. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com.
Rise and on! It's the 94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars 50K Big Game Giveaway.
You asked for it, you got it!
Predict the exact score of the big game in New Orleans, and you could score $50,000. Make your predictions now at sasportstar.com.
I like this kind of party!
The 50K Big Game Giveaway, brought to you by Deech Tractor. Score big with Deech Tractor in Seguin and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is Jason Minix from The Blitz. You're listening to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Oh, yeah! Rob, what are you looking at over there?
Somebody sent me a bunch of college pictures.
No, this the
I was trying to figure out where exactly Astrakhan region of Russia was.
Oh. Anytime I see someone looking at a lake on their computer, I'm like, is he going to dump his wife somewhere?
I'm going to take her into the Caspian Sea.
I mean, that's
close to the Oblast region of Russia.
That's the best place to do it, I would argue. Who's going to find her there?
It's kind of hard to get there, but once you're there,
and it's hard. It's hard to conduct an investigation with all the natural gas in the air.
It smells.
Let me tell you something, Skip. You talking about Sterling Sharp doesn't deserve to be in the Hall of Fame? How dare you say that to my face?
Is he defending his brother?
No, I don't know. I can't hear him, but I'm sure he is.
So.
Oh, yeah, he is.
Of course he's a Hall of Famer, Skip. What's wrong with you?
First-time brothers are in the Hall of Fame.
Yikes. We were in Las Vegas last week and sitting amongst Radio Row for the fights.
Oh, yes.
We were next to a wacky morning show from Los Angeles, and that's what they remembered us. Yeah, Showboy. They remembered us for that.
Yeah.
Like when we were doing the show back in...
crazy-ass mother effers from San Antonio.
You're those guys that all you did was moan. And that was the day that had broken, and we were in the room with people we didn't know.
That's right.
And we're just sitting there going, yeah.
And they think they were like, you guys are wacky.
You guys are back, are you?
Yeah, we are.
Oh.
The gal on that show has a crush on Rob. She's always eyeballing him. And she walks in wearing a shirt that is always about 3 sizes too small for her. Like it's a shirt that she wore in junior high, and she ain't in junior high anymore, but she owns it, baby.
Mm-hmm.
And she likes the old silver fox.
Who doesn't?
All right. Let's wrap up the show the way we always do and take a look at the daily lines.
It's the Morning Huddle's look at the daily lines with AJ and Rob on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You covered, yeah!
No change in the NFL. Chiefs -1, 1.5, 48.5 is the total. So again, there's still time, but I don't think it's not going to change significantly is what we do now.
I thought it would have moved a point or two by now, but it ain't going to happen.
It is not going to happen. In the NBA, the association tonight, I told you guys, there are some massive, massive favorites.
I think the theme tonight is go with the unders. Go the underdogs tonight.
Dogs gonna bark?
I think so, man. There's a lot of points laying out there.
Dogs gonna bark.
20-point line. Who takes 20 points plus?
So here's the lines in order from greatest to... Well, we'll get through the normal lines first. Then we'll get to the big ones. The Heat are -6 at Brooklyn. The Bucks -5.5 at the Hawks. I kind of like the Bucks there. I usually don't. I'm not looking to play road favorites often, but the Hawks don't want to play anymore. Which anytime a team shows you what they are,
right,
that's the time to bounce. The Sixers are -4.5 at Detroit. And okay, now to the wacky lines.
And even that Detroit line might be a little much. Detroit's playing a little better, but anyway.
The Suns are 9-point favorites hosting the Utah Jazz. Are you willing to take the Jazz with 9?
I am. That's a big number for a team that up until
the Suns
about
aren't
4
good.
o'clock yesterday was like, well, maybe we'll just blow this thing up.
I mean, they're not that good, and all those players know that the Suns kind of wanted them out of there.
So I don't expect a whole lot from them today.
And they traded Nurkic for like a bag of beans. That's very odd. The Spurs are 10.5-point favorites at Charlotte.
The Spurs, a 10-point road favorite?
That's crazy.
I think everybody's focused on New Orleans. They got the backups doing the NBA night.
The Cleveland Cavaliers, -17.5 on the road at the Wizards.
That's
the Wizards, who have won 3 games in a row, mind you.
And the thing is, they probably be up 25 points with 5 minutes to go.
And then they're going to put their scrubs in, and you never know what happens. That's a huge number.
I'm not doing that.
That's an NFL number.
Yes.
And finally, it's come down. The Thunder are only 19.5-point favorites now, hosting the Toronto Raptors. So there's some real value.
I would like to go look at picking the dog and all 4 of those and wrapping it. I'd like to see what the pay would be. Pick the dog on all 4 of those, wrap them.
Let's see. I can probably tell you how that would work.
That might be worth a little bit of scratch just for
Now,
I mean, the numbers tell us that's just crazy.
Now, if you parlayed them all to win,
well, that would be crazy. That would truly be crazy. But just to wrap them and take the underdog,
12-1.
That's not as high as I'd have thought.
I mean, it's a pretty standard 4-team parlay.
Oh man!
But if you
the easiest I've seen.
I'll tell you what. If you want to parlay those 4 teams to win the games, how about your $100
turns into 18,000.
How about 243,000?
241. I'll take it. Take it. So you say there's a chance.
You gotta take it.
19 points. You tell me.
You gotta take it. Freedom Ride says, do successful gamblers keep their radio jobs? I actually was working in Vegas for a sports betting company and making a lot more money than I'm making doing radio.
You told me something that I don't think a lot of people, when you think of what gambling is and how you do it, and some do it for fun, some do it to get the interest. And you told me a number, a very specific percentage. Like, if I hit this percentage, I'm golden.
53%.
Yeah, when you told me 53%, I was like, well, that seems doable. Like, I can see why guys start charting and all that, but that's just never going to be me. So when somebody jumps in and says, hey, keep your day job kind of stuff, if you can make money just being right 53% of the time, that's not a bad way to go about life.
I'm telling you, I left my job in Vegas where I was making a lot more money than I'm making now, mind you.
Well,
because
we haven't gotten your tips for the week yet.
I love to do radio. I love doing local radio, and I wanted to be back in Texas. So I don't know. I can't speak for everybody, but
well, if you only got to be right 53% of the time,
it's a lot harder than you think.
Oh no, but what most people think to be a successful gambler, you got to win every time.
No, God, you have to expect that you're going to lose a lot of these things. That's you have to expect and you have to accept that you're going to lose a lot of these times.
See, that's why I don't do it, because I refuse to lose.
Yep, and sometimes you go, I know it's dumb to play this, but the numbers say I have to, and then you do it, and then inevitably it loses, and you go, God, why did I do that? But if you just got to play the odds. 2 games in the top 25 tonight. Number 7, Purdue is hosting the USC Trojans.
USC's hit the road and won some games this year.
Well, then maybe you'll like this number. Purdue minus 14.5.
No, they're better. Braden Smith is going to be in the Player of the Year conversation by the time we're done. Purdue is shooting well, playing good Big Ten. I don't think USC's got it, but they have performed well on the road.
And St. John's,
there we go,
is plus 3.5 at UConn. I am a little bit done betting against St. John's.
I was going to say, man, Patino's you're Jason Voorhees, man.
I thought I found the best spot to fade them against Marquette, and they found a way to do it. We're getting that. Like, had you told me this was a pick'em, which is kind of what I would have expected it to be, I think I would have taken UConn. Outside of possession, I'm kind of interested in St. John's, quite frankly.
McNeely's been banged up. I know he missed a game or two.
And he's back,
but he's back. And then who's the other kid, the other scorer that has
Alex Caravan.
Caravan. He's been in and out as well. Things have changed at UConn. They ain't what they were.
I think I might play St. John's, and I might play USC. I like 14's that's a big number, man. Like like you said, USC's done it.
They've hit the road and won well.
And it's just I don't particularly love that USC team, but when you talk about Purdue and how and particularly their 2 big scorers, Kaufman, Wren, and Smith, you're talking about guys who they're against that drop coverage, they're hitting all these ball screens, and that's not going to work against USC.
Oh, they're going to be landing.
They switch everywhere.
Right.
It's hard to do that when you switch everywhere. So I think there's like a matchup there. But again, do I want to bet on Muss?
And they're landing in a blizzard.
Here I go.
They're going to be out of sorts.
All right, friends, that'll do it for us. We'll be back on Monday. We'll know who the Super Bowl champion is. Blitz coming up at 2, live from New Orleans, Louisiana.
The Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM, Floresville.